Oh, I'm ahead of that. Cool, no worries. Hello and welcome to the Lost in the Burger Sauce podcast. Said that weird, didn't I?
Sound like you said last.
I have a trouble.
I didn't wanna
saying-
say it,
Yeah,
but-
I have trouble saying words like
Okay.
that. So yeah, fair enough.
We can start again.
No, we don't have to. Just,
Okay,
it'd
keep
be
it-
one of those like
keep it
cold,
rolling then.
cold openings kind of thing. So yeah. Yeah, so Happy New Year. It's been a while since we've all been in the same
Yeah.
room, kind of.
Minus Nubis.
Well, yeah, but he's always a wild card, so
Yeah.
he's playing according to form, I guess. But yeah, it's been New Year. We didn't do our regular catch up, blah blah blah. I don't know if we'll get into that, but yeah, first pod back in a while, so hopefully we'll get back in the groove of things. But yeah, how's everyone doing?
Let's start with Darren because he just came back from Asia, didn't he? So
Yeah, I did.
2 or 3 months.
My
out there,
man
no?
emigrated for a bit.
Yeah, man, it was a wild ride.
Hey,
Yeah, I
whoa.
came back like a week and a half ago.
I was about to say, it felt like a
Sorry.
year.
Well, it felt like that, no?
Yeah, a week and a half ago, or maybe 2 weeks ago now. But yeah, it was great, man. Like Asia is
Place to be. innit?
like very different to anywhere else I'd been before.
Wait, stop. You need to give him shit for saying Asia as opposed to the specific country because you were going off on me in the car.
What?
No, because I went to
You went to different
I went to
countries?
3 different countries. So
In Asia.
Yeah, I know, but according to San, you need to be specific. You can't just say Asia unless that's offensive.
No.
Yeah, I
Well,
guess
let
so.
him finish and then we'll get.
Yeah, let me land, man. Yeah, so Philippines, Thailand, and Bali. Is that better?
Hey, it's all good for me. It's him who had the problem.
Yeah, yeah.
No,
Yeah, people
he's
do
gaslighting,
that
He's gaslighting.
about
it's
when
fine.
you talk about the islands that are in like Thailand and stuff. When you say the islands, when there's like loads, and same as
Mm.
Philippines. But yeah, it's just a completely different world. Like I hadn't really been to anywhere that's like tropical, like the Philippines. Everywhere else I'd sort of been on holiday is more sort of city based, with like the odd maybe beach here and there. Whereas like Philippines and Thailand, for example, we were just on beaches and islands most of the time we were there. So it was just nice to, be able to wake up and not actually have anything to do that you hate or that that you dislike. Like just even waking up early when the weather's like 35 degrees and you're going to do something fun is very different to waking up when it's cold and you have to go to work. So
Mate, you're feeding into my like seasonal depression.
yeah,
right now.
yeah. I don't think I've ever really had seasonal depression, but coming back, I feel like yes, it's a real thing for me.
Well,
because,
yeah.
That the other day when I had to go in and it was raining like for the whole day, I was fuming. Like that was.
See, I was gonna ask, how'd you
awful
get
day.
that long time off from work? That's
Yeah.
the biggest thing for me. I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah. So I did a month of like a month off paid. So I basically just didn't take any time off last year.
okay,
I knew
fair
that's what I
enough.
was going to do. And then I asked for the other half to be unpaid, and they were fine with it. So yeah, whereas like the people that I went with and my girlfriend, they all like left their jobs because they're staying there longer.
Wow.
Um,
They still there.
Yeah, so my girlfriend comes back like start of March, like first week of March, second week of March,
Oh wow.
because she's in Australia right now, and then 2 of the other ones are going to live in Australia for like as long as they can.
That's mad.
But yeah, Asia, the countries I went to in Asia were really good. If you guys haven't been to like Thailand or Philippines or Bali before, I would definitely recommend it. I don't know about you, Precious, because I know what you're like on holiday.
What? That sounds like it'd be perfect for me on holiday. Like just waking up, not having to do shit.
Yeah,
Like,
no,
I
but I
don't-
mean, I know you said you like to stay in a hotel, innit? So
Well, yeah, there'll be a resort there or somewhere. I'm not like
Yeah,
living on
yeah.
the beach, innit? Like, yeah,
Yeah,
that'd be
yeah.
cool. I was
do
gonna
you
say
like the
other-
beach?
Living on
Yeah.
the beach.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. then
Yeah,
you
like
it
I
then,
like
yeah.
when I was in thingy, I went to the beach a couple of times. Well,
Yeah.
I actually lived there when I was in like at home. The only
Yeah.
thing that'd be a problem would be like food and like
Oh, okay.
just local. I was stuck between local and locale, but like
Yeah.
yeah, like local people and just vibes. Because I was gonna
Mm.
say the only time I'll probably go there is if I
Just-
had someone
yeah.
like
Just the
sign-
food and the people.
Me-
That was our.
Yeah, like food
Just
I don't
two
care
big
so much.
things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
food I don't care so much about because I can survive on I don't know like chicken and rice if I can find those.
Yeah, that's
But-
basically what it is. there a lot
exactly.
of the
Like as
time.
long as I have that, I don't care about anything
Mm.
else. But
I'd say you'd struggle if you were like veggie or something in some of the places. But
Yeah.
yeah.
but yeah, the food was great. Like it's basically either rice with something or noodles with something in most of the places we went to. But obviously the something is usually nice. So it would be like chicken, beef, pork, and then some veg options depending where you are.
I can't trust
Um,
noodles that's not Indomie. I don't know what it is.
I hear it, I
I
hear
can't
it.
trust it.
Only
hear it.
processed noodles then,
Yeah.
or
Yeah, I don't care what it like. It's just in me. Like I can't trust like
I
noodles
hear
in
it.
general. I'm
Why?
iffy with,
Yeah,
but
'cause-
noodles because that was struggle food growing up. So I was
Oh,
beaten
okay,
into
the struggle-
submission.
Okay.
But like any other noodles, I look at it, I'm like, bro, that just
Like,
looks like diarrhea.
There's a type of noodle that they had where it was like thick, but like kind of like
Flat.
yeah,
Yeah.
and
Was it white?
not really white, but it was like clear, like it looked kind of clear.
Yeah,
Glass clear?
Yeah,
bro.
like glass clear.
Yeah,
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 yeah.
nah, I
glass
can't,
noo-
like-
And
glass
those
noodles,
that
yeah.
one I didn't really like. So
Bro, that's literally
having
tapeworm,
like,
bro.
having like had
Yo,
You're describing tapeworm to me, bro.
It's glass noodles.
Like, how would you even tell the difference, like, between that and tapeworm? Like,
One
if they
move.
just had a bunch of tapeworm that they killed
yeah, I
and
guess
like
so.
seasoned, that's crazy.
But yeah, that specific noodle I didn't really like. So anything that I could kind of get where I could just get like an alternative that
Yeah,
was
yeah.
just kind of like, I guess, normal noodles, or I don't know what the yellow noodles is actually one of the names. Those were nice, and things like in Thailand, like pad thais
Pad thai,
and pad
ooh.
krao and stuff like that. Like it's really spicy food. Like
Oh god,
they're
hell
all-
no.
not really spicy, but like spicy.
Not for me,
Um,
any spices, that send me in the
yeah.
shitter, like real quick.
McDonald's there had like I think in Thailand and Philippines they sell like chicken, like
Yeah.
you know, like
Actual chicken in
like
there.
actual
Yeah,
chicken,
yeah.
which is so it threw
Crazy,
me off the
innit?
first
Yeah.
time I went.
Wait, like
Um,
live chickens?
No, no, like piece
No,
of chicken.
like a piece of chicken, like one piece.
Actual chicken,
Yeah.
Anthony went,
Like-
wait.
Like in KFC.
KFC,
Yeah,
yeah,
but
okay.
you could buy it in McDonald's, innit? Like,
Same in Vietnam.
Yeah.
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 That's a different kind of market, bro.
Yeah.
Honestly, yeah, I was thinking, what is happening there?
KFC was amazing in Thailand. Fucking hell, it's like the
Imagine.
best. It's well, I guess the best KFC I've had. Better than even the US as well, which I didn't even think was
Mad.
that great. But what else did we do? I did a lot of swimming, surprisingly. Even though I can't really swim, I did.
Oh,
a
I
lot
I saw
of
the
swimming.
videos.
Yeah,
I was a bit worried for you for a second.
Yeah. Now, the only time I was worried was if I didn't have a life jacket, which most of the time I did. But like, it's, you know what it is, yeah. For me anyway, it was like once I got past the embarrassment of having a life jacket when everyone else doesn't have one, it's fun.
I would not be embarrassed.
Nah,
exactly.
nah.
Like, innit? You
Nah.
lot take your life into your own hands. Like, I am not embarrassed.
No, because I know obviously for safety and whatnot, innit?
Yeah.
But when you see everyone just like running and jumping like off a boat into the water, and you're just there like, oh, I've got to put this life jacket on.
Nah, I wouldn't even rush and
Yeah.
jump. Like, I'll be like, cool, I'll take the pictures.
Yeah.
Like, you know, go on.
That's the funniest thing as well. Like, I'd put the life jacket on, and then
Just chilling.
I wouldn't even jump in. I was
Yeah.
like 1 foot in.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
That's
"Fuck
because
it,
you've got a
let's go."
brain, bro.
Yeah. I did like a lot of snorkeling, which was actually really fun. Like
Yeah.
I saw lots of cool different fish, like turtles and stuff. One of the like boat tour things that we did, there was like meant to be sharks that like aren't deadly, and someone saw them and he was like, it literally like swam toward him, and he obviously just went straight out of the
Yeah,
water.
yeah,
It's like,
yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
going back in.
No way.
So that was one of the days where I just didn't really go into the water anyway. But once I heard that, I was like, yeah, there's no chance. I know I'll be that guy that
When
like.
death looks you in the face.
Yeah.
Like,
Because like, how do you know that fish, that shark has not had a bad day, or it's got like mental health issues or something? Like one day it just decides, oh, I'm gonna bite this guy. Like I don't care. I'm not even hungry. I just want to bite it. Like so, yeah. I'm
Yeah, because I guess you would be like a foreign delicacy.
Yeah.
Exotic. Exotic.
yeah. Honestly,
foreign delicacy.
yeah. But there was like one point in like the Philippines where like we were snorkeling and you're walking and then swimming out and you see like the reef and stuff below you. Then it gets to a point where it just dips and it's literally just a black hole of just like space, and it's the scariest thing I've ever seen, man. And that was. I had obviously like had a life jacket on and whatnot, and where we were snorkeling, it was like one of the guides was like at the front, but he had like tied like a rope to his leg, and he's got like not like a raft, but like just basically a bit of wood, but with some of the stuff, so we could put like our life jackets on if we wanted to like dive a little bit or whatnot. I literally held on to that for like 30-40 minutes, man. Like
Just snatching it off him.
yeah, literally just like everyone else was like swimming around and whatnot, looking down.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
At that point, seeing we saw like the turtle afterwards, and we were a bit like closer into the shore. But also peak like because everyone's like trying to see the turtle and like get a picture like of them under the water swimming near the turtle, and then like the guy's like trying to like push me to where the turtle is to get a picture, and I'm like,
No.
you're pushing me too hard. Like I'm gonna fall into the turtle. Like, I don't want to hurt it. Like, and I don't want it to swim away and ruin everyone's time. And the guy's like pushing me, and then the picture that he got, it's literally just me, just like. Like keep out of the turtle's way. I was
I was
like,
doing the Heisman.
I really wasted a great opportunity here. But yeah, I'm not gonna go on too much longer. To keep it short, yeah, you guys need to definitely go. I don't know if I know obviously you've been to Asia, but if any of you guys been to that far, it is a fucking long flight. Like it is a killer of a flight.
How long was yours? 10 hours?
No, it was like
12.
the flight back was like 14 from Singapore.
Oh my gosh.
But that was always because I was flying from Bali first, so
Right.
2 hours from Bali to Singapore,
Yeah.
then 14 from Bali.
Mm.
Sorry, from Singapore. On the way there, I think it was like maybe 12, 13 hours,
Yeah.
but it was fucking long.
Longest
And I
flight
can't
I've
sleep
been
on
on-
planes, so
Yeah, the longest
Oh,
flight
no.
I've been on was coming here, and that was like 7 hours, something like that.
Yeah, and thingy, what's it called? Jet lag fucking killed me both ways. Most people say when you come back, it doesn't hit you that much, that hard.
Yeah.
I was finished, man. Especially
Yeah.
on the way there. It took me like 5 days to recover.
Mm.
Like my sleep was just fucked. Like I was just constantly tired. Yeah, it was awful. But
Mm.
yeah, overall it was a great trip. And
Two things.
I'm glad I went.
When you first got off the plane,
Yeah.
did the humidity hit you?
Oh yeah, both ways though. So the heat hit me when I got there, and the
Yeah.
cold hit me when I got here. Because it was like 2 degrees when I landed. I
Yeah.
wanted to scream.
And
Cool.
second question: if you could
Yeah.
do your job here over there,
Oh yeah, 100%.
would you move out there?
Because I met so many people that did that, like just either stay in hostels or hotels
Yeah.
or whatever, and they just worked remotely
Mm.
and literally like just go sit on a beanbag on the beach and just do your work.
That's a
like,
dream.
Jesus, like
If you can make the money that you make here
yeah,
over there,
Sure.
yeah.
it's a no-brainer.
Even doing like UK hours as well, like you're chilling in it. Like
Yeah.
What's the time difference?
7 hours,
Yeah.
8 hours.
Okay, fair.
Yeah.
Damn.
So it's a lot, but and the worst thing about being there, because I hadn't really been to a country where I'd noticed mosquitoes.
Oh,
Fucking
yeah.
mosquitoes were a nightmare. Like,
Yeah.
and I don't know what it was, but you know, like you meet some people and they're like, "Oh yeah, mosquitoes just hate me. They don't bite me." I was not that person. Like
Mm.
every day I wake up like 20 bites on my legs, and it was only ever my legs. It was never like my
Mm.
arms or anything. Or,
That's what I've,
What blood type are you?
yeah.
What blood type are you? You like an O or
I
something?
don't know, whatever one they like in it. I don't know.
Which one do you think they like?
Yeah, the O's. They like the O's.
That's me.
Oh, you're okay.
Yeah.
Are you
Go then.
positive or negative?
Positive.
Ah,
Fuck,
Yeah.
Dan, how do you guys know this?
Yeah, no, I've not done
blood
a
types.
test like
Oh,
that.
See,
shit.
but everything you're describing sounds like Nigeria, but without the tropic
Yeah,
thing, as far as the heat and everything else, which is why, funny enough, I don't think I'll do well in that climate for very
Yeah.
long. Because
Mm.
one of the things like I hated about like Nigeria, as far as the weather, was just like it got stupidly hot, bro.
yeah,
I can't deal with it, especially when you said humidity. I'm like,
yeah.
I'll be living in the shower.
It's fine when you're inside though, because everywhere's aircon.
Aircon,
Yeah, you, like so
uh,
that's the good thing. But the
yeah.
problem is, if you're in places like that,
Yeah,
the bad side is being
When you do
inside.
have- yeah, yeah,
So,
exactly,
like,
yeah,
'cause
you
the
wanna
idea
enjoy
is you
the
want to be
outside.
outside.
yeah.
So I don't think I'd do very well. Like there has to be some sort of a medium, bro. Like, I
Yeah.
can't. That
quick
heat-
aside. Is that the Attack
Oh.
on Titan?
wait.
Oh yeah.
Oh no, no,
Yeah,
no. You're
yeah,
talking about the
yeah.
jersey, but is that the
That's
key?
Aaron's key, basement key.
Okay.
I didn't even notice that before.
No, because I noticed like a
Why don't
random
you
key.
get like a thicker chain thingy
No,
to
it's,
match? Because it looks like a flimsy thing with a thick.
Yeah, no, I had initially a thicker one, but I had the spare like thin one,
Mm.
which I kind of prefer. Just like easier to carry in.
It doesn't have to be like matte thick. Just like yeah, like 3
Yeah.
millimeters or something. Probably less
Yeah.
than that.
But anyway,
Alright, yeah, let's get cracking.
Mm.
I guess yeah, we're gonna jump. Wait, do we want to do New Year stuff or
I
We
think
can
we
do that,
probably
yeah,
skip
sure.
that
we
now.
can skip that?
'cause,
Wait for Anubis, I guess, as well.
Yeah.
Like for him to be here so we can hear his.
Yeah,
his-
I mean, well, happy Chinese and Vietnamese New Year as well.
Oh, yeah,
it
it was
was
yesterday, yeah.
yesterday.
Yeah, that was
yeah,
just
big
yeah.
up, big up.
But since you were talking about Thailand, I guess we can jump straight into passport bros.
Yeah, go on,
Ooh.
yeah, because yeah,
That's a good
Because that's a
transition.
huge trending
Uh,
topic.
I still don't know
nowadays.
what that is.
oh,
I've waited
Okay.
like a couple
Well,
months.
why don't you
to get the
describe it first for Anthony?
Yeah.
Because we might have different definitions of it.
I mean, it's
Because I assume it's like mail order brides, but that way around.
not really. So the idea is, and again, this is going to be mostly sort of focused on American black men because they're the
Okay.
ones who usually would do this. That I've noticed anyway. Because the reason I know about it is because I watch a lot of like, obviously YouTube channels, but like with these clips of women talking about it. Anyway, the idea is, women don't treat men,
Oh my
black
gosh.
men generally, very well in the US, right? There's the Western idea of women and all of that
So
nonsense.
they go to like less developed
So
countries.
they go to like these countries to
Uh-huh.
say it's because they're looking for the wife mindset. Girls who like will
Fucking
cook and clean and do all the domestic
Oh,
things
no.
and treat
Uh-huh.
them with the respect and whatnot,
yeah,
and all of that. I think the biggest thing for them, they will tell you, is is the behavioral things, the respect factor, more so than the cooking and the other things. That's just the bonus that comes with it. So the respect thing and how they're treated is probably what they go. That's what they'll tell you they go there for.
That's
the
the
most.
selling point. Okay.
Exactly. And so the idea is, okay, we're leaving the Western world and going into these countries to see what to get the treatment of what women will treat us like and all the benefits of people who behave like wives and so on. And because their money is obviously, the dollar is much more valuable over there, they get treated like kings and so on. And so yeah, it's just.
But I think I've seen like a couple of videos of people, like, I guess. Actually, to be fair, there's someone who I used to go to school with. I'm not going to name his name, but it's funny. He posts on Facebook every now and then, be like, "Oh, go to Colombia." And
so those are the countries they usually talk to about a lot,
South
like Colombia,
America,
Puerto Rico,
Asia.
those
yeah,
kind
yeah.
of
And
countries.
I'm like, you're not going there for a wife. like
Ironically,
these people are just they're plowing through women, and they're like, "Oh yeah, this is exactly how I want to be treated by them."
So, but apparently, so a lot of the things you find is some of the successful ones will be like men who've actually found wives over there and they've married and so on. And so they're like, oh, this is what a taste of married life would look like, and I could never if I was in the US and stuff like that. So, but yeah, so that's the idea of passport bros. Whether or not people agree or
Yeah, I was gonna say. So it's not like just running through women. It's
So they actually
finding a
give a wife.
wife, someone who mothers their kids instead of the the standard woman in their countries. And this applies to like pretty much all men in Western countries, not just limited to.
There's a bit of irony that
America.
runs into this, because anyone with a brain will tell you the more of you guys actually go there,
it's gonna like then change.
Exactly.
Become the same.
It's the mentality switches, and I don't even think there's so much of a switch as opposed to they noticing a switch.
Yeah.
Because you start to see that. So a lot of women who go on these videos now respond. One of the responses are. The women over there are taking advantage of the men because they just came, they treat them, take their money, and then bye-bye. And so they're now starting to have the Western mindset for those men, and then they come back when the money's finished.
It's like, what's the word? It's like an invasion. Like,
no, literally.
No, like as in like of ideals, but in a very different way. Do you know what I mean?
Literally,
like,
I mean,
after a while, like you said, the women in those countries will start to get Western ideals, Western like customs, Western.
I guess that would be
like
the backfire of if they were to move to the US with the husband, and then they meet with a woman.
Do they move?
So a lot of them do that as well. A lot of them do. They might get married over there, but then they come back.
Okay. I thought this was they stay there.
Lives. Yeah.
To be fair, I don't think it's not really a new concept. I think
No, definitely
the
not.
idea, the name passport bro is new, but I think just thinking back is like, because you have you hear stories about people who have like families back home, or people who have families here and then they go back home to start off with like younger women, or women who like have separate families back home and then have their wife and kids here waiting for them. So I guess it's not like new.
No, I think one of the things this generation is really good at is like branding. Like
they
will rebrand anything, and it's like So
given that, what do you think of the idea of it? Like having a family away from the country that you actually reside in.
I can't lie. I think if you do that, you're a mess. But that's me.
Really?
Yeah, because I think it goes to show that you
can't handle the woman
wait,
here.
so
you can't. You can't handle.
They wouldn't bring the family here.
Well, it's not necessary, but
either way, you're still a mess. I think. But yeah,
it'll be
I
cheaper,
think
no?
Oh my gosh.
You're basically saying that you can't cope with the society you're in terms of
in this
getting
cost of living. I don't know.
I mean, I guess it depends on
because one, you've branded a whole part of the world's women as being the same to the point that you're going to go to another part of the world because they're
but you don't go there and just marry the next woman. Like you.
No, I know, but you're finding you're finding one
within that.
But why can't you find a nice one where you live?
Because they're not that nice.
But how do you
according to these men?
Yeah, I know, but they've not met every woman that lives in the West. So
yeah, of course not. I don't think you could speak for every woman or man if you're a woman looking abroad for a man, or you're a man looking abroad for a woman. I think definitely proximity will be a giant factor.
Yeah.
Like if, for example, I go to move to Canada, and like something that's important to me is like culture. Like I'm most likely gonna look back home for someone who would fit that rather than chase the Canadian.
That's
French
fine,
ideas.
but that's the explanation you gave, so that's fine.
Yeah.
Like if it's the one,
if it's like
if it's how you guys just explained it to me, then That's
See,
where
but
I would have an issue.
So the reason, so part of the personally, just to give my own stance on the whole thing, I think it's going for that. I don't know, like the idea of chasing that
Yeah.
is what I don't vibe with.
Thank
Like
you,
that
yeah.
for me, like that the idea of like chasing that is something I just can't. Like I look at you as
Yeah.
what are you doing? Like,
Yeah, it's the
get
whole. I
yourself
think
in
it's the
order.
whole like, oh my gosh, like
It's kind of
women in here.
stereotyping.
Exactly.
It's
And-
like if you're doing it. What's the word? Disgruntled.
Thank you.
Yeah,
like
it's like, oh,
jaded, like this
exactly,
like
yeah,
having
yeah.
that sort of jaded feeling of like, oh, the women, blah blah blah. But
Mm.
for me, I think there's like with anything, there's nuance in these things because the reason why those women have the so-called wife traits that you're looking for will be a difference most likely in cultures and
Yeah.
and how those countries and how their values, how they're raised and so on, right?
Mm.
The whole wife thing is just a byproduct of just what their cultural existence is like. And so you coming in and buying into that for whatever reason, now the reasons you're doing that is that's up to you, and I think that's lame. But like just generally looking for those ideals,
Mhm.
I don't so much have a problem with.
Mhm.
It's more the reason you're leaving where you're from,
Yeah,
and part
because
of the
those
reason.
ideals can be found in
Exactly.
Because
Um,
yeah, sorry.
No, sorry. And but the part of the reason why you're even leaving is this is where I put fault on whoever the guy is because the reason you're meeting the type of people you're complaining about is if we look into your life is who do you hang around a lot, like
Yeah.
what are the things you idealize and what rooms are you usually finding yourself in, like.
Mm.
When people complain about, oh, I don't have these many friends, or these are the people I'm attracted to. When people say that, or these types of people are attracted to, I'm like, that's not a them problem. That's a you problem because,
Yeah.
like,
If
Yeah, but it's not a case of them not being attracted to the woman. It's more that they're not finding the woman in their vicinity attractive.
but this is my problem. This is my problem. Like the vicinity idea is because you're saying vicinity. Like if you're living in New York, you've not met all the women in New York. There are
Yeah.
loads of different spots. Like I can go
Yeah.
to a bar. There's a specific bar I can go to, and the type of women I'd meet there. It's like saying, "Oh, I want to find a wife," but you go to a strip club.
No,
That's literally it. Like that's
Yeah.
that's what they're
but
doing.
what
Like,
they're
yeah.
saying
whatever,
is
whatever
the
their
average woman is kind of not. It fits within their
and that's
ideals.
stupid because that's someone who's jaded. Because no intelligent person will say like most of the Western women are a certain way. Like
Yeah.
like if you've got a brain in your head, you wouldn't be saying making that.
No, but you can
statement.
make like general kind of assumptions about people
But there's
based
too
on
many
what?
people to
But
make a
based on
based
like
on
the people
what?
around
based
you.
on like
Yeah.
economic factors.
No,
and
they're basing on their interaction with women.
Yeah.
You're making a case that they're not making. The reason they're doing these things is because the experience that they have
Yeah.
right.
drives them to have a certain mindset, and then they go
Okay,
elsewhere.
even then,
It drives them out the
what's wrong?
country.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what's wrong with that? Like in terms of
change
they're
your
not-
circle.
Yeah. Because for example,
Like that's a you problem. Change the people. Sorry, Darren.
Yeah, it's
change
okay.
the people you hang around. Change your habits. Like
Yeah.
if you have a habit of like someone, think about the type of people you meet. If you're someone who like you have a fairly healthy lifestyle, you go to the gym or you go into like book clubs and whatnot, right?
Right.
The type of women you'll be exposed to will be different to someone who's like going clubbing 94/7,
Right.
94/7, 24/7.
So you're assuming that all of these guys are going to the clubs and they're not going to the book clubs.
I'm not assuming that's what they're saying.
I feel
That's
like
where they meet
the
these
sort of
people.
person who
Yeah.
would complain about women in such a term
Are the type of people
would
who
be
go.
the sort of people who
Okay,
like,
but
Exactly.
yeah.
have like poor
provided-
decision making.
let's just assume for a second that they aren't those type of guys.
Mhm.
Yeah.
They're just the average Joe who doesn't go to just strip clubs to look for women or
Mhm.
the clubs to look for women,
Mhm.
but they also have this problem. So what?
Yeah,
what,
'cause
you-
they
what
could-
would you say to them?
They could be using Tinder or Match.com or whatever
Right.
and still having the same problem, and that's completely different because it's not in strip clubs or whatever. The problem they have is that I'm gonna say from a Western perspective, they think that Western women, they just want things from a man and they want to do this or they want to do that, and so they think, okay, if I go to another part of the world, women aren't like that. Women live to serve the man or whatever. That's how a lot of this comes across. So
and
that's
that
that's
mi-
why.
yeah, and that
why do
mindset
you find that
itself is problematic.
What do you mean? Why do I find
Yeah,
it
why
lame?
do you find that these guys have a problem with the average woman around them?
Why would you want a woman
Because
who's
they-
like?
Yeah,
But why would
Just-
you want a challenge? Why
Why-
would you want to like a woman who's,
If-
according
no,
to
no,
them?
no, but think
I'm
about
not. I'm not saying.
No, I hear you, but think about what you're saying. Like, if you're someone who wants to interact with another human being and not expect any challenge back, you're
Mm.
looking for a slave.
Whoa.
that's how it comes across.
No, but like,
Yeah.
literally, think about it. Literally, that's what it
Yeah,
is.
but
Any
at the
the
same
value of
time-
it, the value of any human interaction, of any interaction period. Let's take away humans in it.
Mhm.
Is the idea of like meeting appropriate resistance,
Yeah,
and then the whole thing of a relationship is like you guys both figuring out how you deal with things and
Yeah.
moving along in that path. Like, you're not just going to meet someone who's like submissive to you. Like, if you met someone who just did everything you said, you're going to just lose interest in them.
Yeah.
Because the whole idea is like, that's a whole other human being with their own
Right.
ideas.
Yeah.
Those things will have to clash at some point. The value of a relationship is how you deal with those things
Yeah.
and
But,
navigate
but
through.
who are you to say that they value that more in a relationship?
I'm not saying it, they're saying it
Is it- I
because
mean-
they're obviously traveling to go look for that.
No, but they're obviously they don't want that challenge. They don't want to be.
I'm saying that's problematic.
Why?
Because that's problematic because the thing you value in that human interaction isn't something that's rewarding. It's not something, because again, like with the
Might be not rewarding to like.
it's not rewarding objectively
you.
if you look at the quality of life they'll live, if you
Yeah.
look at them down the road.
If they're happier and they prefer that scenario, then who are you to say
I'm
that
not
they
policing
shouldn't?
anyone. I'm saying do what you want, but my view based on how
Yeah.
Right.
like the
Because
life
both
how
people
life
might
is
be
supposed to
happy
be.
in that scenario. Like, she might be happy, he might be happy, but
Yeah.
I'll judge
Mm.
you either way. Like,
Exactly.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, I guess
if you're gonna judge them.
you'd be judging the person who goes over to the country more than the partner.
Mm.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, she wouldn't.
Yeah,
I wouldn't.
Because
I
like
wouldn't
because I guess like I think the trope back in the day was like old white men going to like Indonesia or Thailand to
Right.
like
Yeah.
getting these.
Oh yeah, that's a whole mess, by the way.
disenfranchised.
Yeah.
I saw a lot of that.
But
That's a whole
I think
mess.
that's yeah.
That's mad.
But yeah,
Old
go.
white guys with really young women. I'm like,
Yeah,
That's
and it's
mad.
like I guess
Yeah.
if they grew up in like poverty and then someone who's middle class to upper class goes there and provides them this lifestyle, it's kind of
doing
like
white savior.
Mm.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's like, I was
they're-
gonna say God complex.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like
yeah, it's
you know
like
what?
they're providing opportunity for the person that they probably would have had before,
Yeah.
and
Mm.
he gets the benefit of having, I guess, a young, beautiful wife. But I guess in that scenario, it's like if I guess the only thing that taints it is the fact. I mean, I guess you can almost see it as taking advantage of someone who's
Yeah.
from a like
'Cause
poor country.
You know, the way I would hear it, yeah, is if they said, I don't know, wherever in the world, my preference is like the women that come from that country or from that area. Like, let's say it's I don't know, a white guy that likes black women, and they're just like, that's his preference. He's lived long enough or dated long enough to know that's his preference, and he moves there to then find like
See,
then
yeah, that's fine. The thing
I
with
can balance that.
yeah.
Like, that's okay. Like,
that's it. There's a difference for me anyway. There's a
Yeah.
difference in having that be your preference
mhm.
and having and taking advantage of a situation. So
Yeah.
what you just said, as far as like,
Mm.
or being able to create economic opportunities for these for this other person and stuff like that.
I'd
Mm.
probably
For me,
still
it's
judge
like
it too,
when like when people say like, oh, you just said, oh, what if they're both happy? You know, it's like, how can you actually gauge if the woman in this case is
Yeah.
happy? Because as far as like we know, like
it's off the assumption that she's very happy to be
Yeah.
submissive
to be
the
to be
guy.
that
Yeah.
exactly, and
but she'd
like
be happy to get out
can
the
she-
circumstances.
yeah, can
Yeah.
she be given the fact that as far like she needs this other person for her survival and stuff like that, like, or even if it's take away the economics out of it,
Survival.
take away the economics out of it, just as
Okay.
far as like people who are usually raised that way, there's a cultural element to this. There's like, right, so if how do you know she doesn't prefer someone of her culture? As far why would you know she wouldn't find that fulfilling? And if she has to then kick that to the side and just focus on the economic stuff, how is she really happy? As far as
Yeah.
like little things, think about your,
But that's- yeah, again,
think
you're-
about
you're
a general
assuming-
relationship, making jokes and
You're making it like that's an extreme case. Like, why would someone
But
get
how's that
married based
extreme?
on just economics?
wait, I
Like,
don't
you're
understand the
only
question.
talking about the women who marry in those circumstances
Mhm.
to men because of economics, not because of their cultural preference or any other like reasons.
Yeah, but that's the case. That's
No, it's
usually
not. It's not the
look-
case. Well, just because you go to
if it's
abroad and you find a wife doesn't necessarily mean that wife is there for you
of
just
course
for your
not
money.
all of them, but from the majority that I've seen, it's usually the economic factor is the biggest driver. Because think about it, if you go to these other countries and meet a woman who's as educated as you, like, but behaves in the ways that you like, then probably like chances are the type of men who are going over here, they can't match up with those people.
Yeah.
You have to they'll usually go for someone who's like below them in class,
Mm-hmm.
right? And that's a problem because
So
I'm
you-
saying the woman who would
So what if
accept
they're- what
that
if they're in the same
will be
class?
doing that more for economic.
No.
If they're the same class, then fair
Then
enough.
you have
Like
no problem with that.
no, of course, why would I?
Okay,
Because
so it's
she's
only-
making
it's-
a conscious
so it's
decision
only-
based on economics
So it's
and
only
culture and all of that.
only those who are poor, basically,
Exactly.
relative to the man.
Yeah, you're taking advantage of that. And again, like, I don't want to say taking advantage because obviously she's making a decision too. You would hope.
Yeah, because you have
But
to
you-
think she
you
would
would hope.
probably be in love with him
Yeah,
or something.
You would
Like,
hope, right? But
Yeah.
So,
like
so
just the little
what's
interactions.
my
Like,
question is, what's different between that ideal and the Western woman doing it? Because a lot of the Western women, in these guys' arguments, not me,
mhm.
are saying that they're chasing over rich men in the West as well, just so they can take their money through divorces and whatnot. taking advantage of the guys here.
Well, yeah, they're obviously bad people if they do that.
Yeah.
They shouldn't be exempt.
So like,
Yeah, there are bad people everywhere.
Yeah.
so what do you say about the women here doing that? And the reasons
Or going to other countries to get rich.
No,
men.
the women here in the West
Yeah.
who choose men based on economics only.
Well, obviously, like that's
I
not.
feel like that's a
Yeah.
cultural thing, though. Okay? I think because of like obviously.
Because
way
that's the problem in
countries have
America
been.
right now. as you
It's
said.
country. It's the problem everywhere. Like Western society as well as like less economically developed countries.
Mm.
There's always been the men have been of status, and which is why you have like in those countries where like there'd be like a single income family where everything would be dependent on the man.
Yeah.
And in countries like America, the UK, where we've had like suffragettes and like equality and
moved
all
away
of that,
from it, innit?
and where women are now becoming more like equal in terms of like what they can do in terms of opportunities, in terms of how far they can go up in the like employment ladder and in university and stuff. So I feel like the mindset is probably still there because we're not like too far removed away from our grandparents or even mothers and fathers being like of that culture of like, oh, the dad will look, the mother will provide and stuff. So even though opportunity for women is improving, they probably still want the like provider mindset and stuff like that. So obviously there are some women who have unrealistic expectations, and some women who will try and like stiff you out of like all your earnings and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But you have bad men taking advantage of women. You have bad women taking advantage of men. So
But you are labeling all the passport bros as bad men for going to
no,
these
because
countries?
I've said before that if
searching for that.
because as I've said before, like if it's an issue of proximity and if what you desire is culture, then like I don't have an issue with it.
Right.
But like for me, if I'm like I have no, like obviously you guys my friends. If I was ever being like, oh, you know what, I just want to marry a Mexican woman for like I can't speak Spanish. I have no interaction with any Mexicans. I have no familiarity with the culture. But if I'm like, you know what, like UK women are trash. Let me go to Mexico, get women. I expect you guys to speak up for like or side eye me or something.
Because I think that's the thing, innit? My big thing with it is just umbrella terming the whole Western women thing. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Especially if you're like in your 20s, like there's no way in hell. 20s, 30s. Why are you moving to like another part of the world because you think all of the women are trash? Like it doesn't make sense to me. And how is this any different to people saying, "Oh, I miss the old days"? Because like you're going to another part of the world that less in the nicest way possible. They are probably behind us in a societal like aspect. So you know, like you said, in probably some of those societies, the men kind of do everything still, and then the women don't. So you're basically saying you want to move back to something like that.
But
like,
even
it's like Captain America going back in time,
Yeah.
back into the 40s, like
yeah.
where racism was still very much at large.
Yeah, that's why I went back in time.
Yeah, and even with all of that, like there's a fundamental, I guess, lack of just people who know how to have a conversation with someone and like just just know people. Because again, if I meet someone who, so you meet all these people who are like, oh, these women are taking advantage of me, taking my money and all of this stuff. But it's like that. There's a character thing you've obviously missed while you were talking to these people, or you rushed into something. But I'm like, if you're having a quality conversation with someone you're potentially going to marry, like you would know these things and you would address them. And so very early on, you like people show you who they are, but very early on, you'd be like, okay, this is not for me, cool. And again, so there's part of the environment thing, like the circles you're meeting you're more likely to find those type of women in certain environments, right? And in other environments, it's not to say they don't exist there, but like you're less likely to find them. And even if you do, the quality of your conversations or the things you talk about, the depth of what you're actually looking to interact, it's like how you gauge someone's character.
Yeah.
It's like having friends or like or people who like stiff you and all these things. Like, not to say bad things happen to people, but it's like if you're someone who's like, oh, I've dated let's say 20 women, and all 20 have done something nasty to you, then I'm sorry. Like, I need to look at what it is you're talking to about.
At some point, you
it's
become
a common denominator.
I need to look at like what is it about like the type of women you're going for or what you talk about. Like, how do you not like suss these things, especially if it's happened to you in the past. Especially if it's happened to you in the past. Like, why wouldn't you like? Okay, if this has happened before, like maybe I should ask this question up front, or like.
So I don't disagree with you that you should defend yourself. You should look after yourself, and you should have your guard up, especially because of the.
I don't even want to use guard, but
No,
like
you
it's
should.
like
You should protect
no,
yourself.
no.
right?
I hear that, but
Why do
when
you
you
say
say
you should
guard,
trust
it's
them?
more you're going into something like very combative. Like
Well,
I'm
you-
trying to like you're
you-
someone I'm interested in, like visually at least
It's
for
not
a
even
man. That I
combative,
see.
just inquisitive. Just
Exactly,
try
yeah,
and
like,
understand the
It's
person
a
you're trying to
genuine
be in a
interest.
relationship with.
That's why I don't like guard, because guard is more adversarial. It's like
Yeah,
we're starting
Okay.
off like you trying to like
Alright, not guard
fight.
then.
Curious.
Yeah.
Okay, whatever word you want to use, but to play devil's advocate, you might think you know someone, and then you get into this long-term relationship with them.
Mhm.
I might have a kid with them, and
Mm.
then all of a sudden, things change. Like all of the laws, and rightfully so, I guess.
What's
protect-
to stop that from happening when you go across
Yeah,
the world?
No.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I agree. There's nothing to stop it, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
But the laws put in place protect the woman in those scenarios, so they can literally take anything.
We're talking about
And
a
everything away
different-
from you
that's a
if you're
different
married to them,
subject.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I hear what you're saying, but that's a different problem altogether.
Yeah.
And the answer to your question, as far as I understand it, is there's nothing to stop that really. But you're betting on everything you guys have been through and this person that you know, and like that's what you've because you can never know 100% about everything. So you're
Yeah.
saying, based on everything I know about you and vice versa, I'm making the commitment to you for us to go however long, forever, whatever it is.
Yeah.
That's not to say 20 years down the line something crazy happens and then you just find yourself divorcing or
but-
whatnot.
But
Like
I think what
that's-
they're arguing is that you're less likely to have a messy situation because you're with a more, as you say, not enslaving, but a more of a woman who obeys.
someone who doesn't know
listen
her
to you.
rights.
Not
Yeah.
someone who
Yeah,
doesn't know the rights.
exactly.
Like,
Someone-
no,
Exactly.
literally.
No, but it's not just that. More women now today in the West. I think there's like
Is-
50% of marriages end up in
Well-
divorce or something.
When
No,
you
I
say
think it's higher than that.
It might be even
Yeah,
be higher, but in the
Yeah, but also
in the
though,
countries
that's
where the
a
women are,
this
these
is
guys
a-
are going to,
Mm.
the divorce rate is not that high
Yeah, but why is that?
yeah.
because
That's what
You have to look
ask
into
yourself,
why it
like,
is,
like,
yeah.
why
You can't
is that?
divorce.
It's
Because
not-
when you look into why it happens in the West, from what I've seen, is a lot of the time people not being together long enough, people not knowing each other long enough,
Mm.
people not understanding like the
Finances.
commitment of
That's the biggest one.
finances, the commitment of marriage.
Mm.
Like
Yeah.
think of how many people get married after a year and then get divorced like a
Right.
couple of years later.
Okay.
Like so there's more of a problem that isn't tied to women as to why people are getting divorced.
that's a fair point.
And also
Yeah.
people
I-
like romanticize the idea of relationships nowadays,
Yeah.
let alone marriage.
Mm.
I was about to say, like,
Yeah.
a lot of people think, oh, I love this person, so that
Yeah.
qualifies to marriage. Like, love is
Mhm.
it's a part of marriage, but trust me, like, it is
Yeah,
not the
yeah.
thing that
Mm.
holds a marriage together.
And some people are even like, you know what, like I'm not having fun anymore. Like
yeah, it's
this isn't meant to be.
bro.
all-
Every
it
time
won't
I
be
see,
fun all
every
the
time I see, you see these videos and like these women making these like, oh, I wasn't happy. I hear happy, like to the point where when people say happy, I'm just like, I roll my eyes. Not because it's not a valid emotion or anything, but it's just like, okay,
Yeah, I mean
like,
it goes both ways.
yeah,
'cause, like,
it's not just women. It's
'cause
like
there'll be
men,
men
women,
as well. Be
yeah.
like, oh yeah, my wife's body's changed after she's
Yeah,
given
like,
birth to,
bro.
like
So-
X amount of
So
kids.
that's what you'd kind of hear from a Western man. I would argue. The words that
I
you're saying
don't
just
know.
now.
Talking
I don't know
I
enough.
was
I
just
wouldn't say
saying
that.
No,
I don't know
mean,
enough.
I think
talking after, I'm from Nigeria. I've been around men, especially growing up, who
Well,
are
they like that in Nigeria,
yeah, like
yeah?
and
Yeah,
the things
it's
they talk
Nigerians
about,
as well.
yeah,
That's mad, okay.
the things they talk
Multiple
about,
wives and-
yeah, the things they talk about as far as like
Mm.
the reasons behind like why they're looking elsewhere or cheating or they're just complaining about their wives and so on. It's like this is not
Yeah.
limited to.
There's a term Yoruba
to the
demons
West.
for a reason. Like unfortunately, I am
Mm.
Yoruba,
Okay.
but it's fine.
Yeah, I just think I don't know. For me, the whole passport bros thing is people copping out and choosing the easy option, which I guess in life you should do, but in this scenario I wouldn't do it myself, and I'd judge you.
Yeah, honestly, it's lame, bro. Like, if life pulls you, in my view, if life pulls you in a direction where you find yourself in another country and you meet someone like
Oh, yeah, exactly.
circumstances,
Everyone's
like if
naturally,
things
yeah.
like that
Mm.
happen, that's cool. That's whatever. That's
Yeah.
what it is.
But
But if you're
on that
actively looking
Yeah,
for
yeah.
like
sugar baby
ways to
websites
take
or
advantage
anything
of
like
certain situations, like I just look
Yeah.
at you like
Taking
alright,
advantage
cool.
of another society.
Yeah,
basically.
like what are you
Yeah,
doing
well,
here?
And I'll end with this. I'll argue for them, these passport borrowers, because watching their videos and watching them make their points, it's that it's not they choose to go and actively search for these women. It's that the women where they are
that.
pushing them out and phasing them out.
I don't think women are
Yeah.
like. I mean, if people are chasing you out of your own society, I mean, the issue is you.
Exactly,
Yeah,
because you're
exactly.
weak.
Yeah.
I would argue to counter that is
Mhm.
that you're not weak. It's you are not attracted to the person, the society that you're with.
See, I'm not even calling them weak. I'm just saying like.
When I say
mean,
weak,
he's a
it doesn't
weak-
have to be
he's a weak.
physical or mental. I'm like, there's something about you that's
Yeah.
weak. Whether it's your character or your like, it's
Like
weakness,
beta
bro.
male
It's
or-
weakness.
Yeah.
It's a
Interesting.
different. There might be a different type of weakness, but it's some kind of weakness
Yeah.
that's making you not being able to just live in the place that you are.
Yeah.
Like,
I
there's
mean, I
just-
probably
there's a
wouldn't
weakness to
go
that.
to that extent
That's
either,
mad
but I
extreme, I
would
would
probably
say.
just be like, there's like millions of people just in London alone. Like you will explore the country, explore
Until
your
you go through
neighbourhoods,
all like 3 million women or however many is in London, like don't chat to me
like
about
move your
passport.
areas. Like,
No, because
But
for like whatever meek-minded woman that you find in any country, like I can if I interview and went through literally all the women in in the UK, I will find one
because
that
for
has those
example,
qualities.
if you're in America, you have communities like the Amish, which are very like practicing, very religious. You have like Muslims, you have Christians, you have loads of different like highly what's it called? People who are very in touch with their faith, or even if they're not part of faith, they could be like, you know what, I'm gonna preserve my chastity or whatnot, like that. Like they're very principled people, and like in every single
that's what I mean,
community
yeah.
in different places all around the world.
Mhm.
Like if there are many steps that you can go to before leaving a whole country. Like you can explore a different city, explore different neighborhoods, speak to people around you. Maybe you have friends who may connect you with someone else. But to if you leave the country, that's on you. But don't leave and start kicking your mess around everywhere and be like, all you women are trash.
Yeah,
There's
because
a
like
nice person over here.
it's like if someone says to you, oh, let's say there's a person you meet and he's like, oh, the type of wife that I want is gonna be from like the UK or whatever, and he lives in the UK, but he's like, oh yeah, I need a submissive wife, like a wife that just does everything for me. Like you wouldn't look at that person and think, oh, he's been like battered down by the society he lives in. He's just a fucking weirdo, innit? So why is this any different? Because they want to do it in another country, like
yeah, like that's,
wouldn't.
so for me, it's
I
less about like the
Well, but-
country you go to
so you-
find.
Like if a man's preference is a, as you said, submissive woman,
yeah,
I wouldn't think instantly that they're weird. My first
I would.
impression would be that they just don't want that at home. They don't want that kind of like heat at home.
But why is it always heat though? Because to not be submissive doesn't mean you're combative, or like doesn't mean you're aggressive, or you know.
It doesn't mean
a
that,
demon,
but it also,
like-
but you're more likely to be in a heated situation than
Why?
someone who's submissive.
Why?
What do you mean why? It's like
Because you can be normal. Like there's if there's
Yeah, you can be
submissive,
normal.
there's the other side, but there's a middle ground, is there not?
no, there is a middle ground.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is
Yeah,
the submissive part
yeah,
is more likely to be less heated than the middle ground or the extreme end, the other extreme where it's completely like.
yeah.
all-
And that's
like,
why, for
all
me,
out
I
war.
would say that's a beta male, because you don't want any kind of like
That's-
argument, challenge,
That's what
like,
I'm saying.
nothing. You just want
Whether
everything.
you're going through a lot of challenges in your work life or
Well, that's life. You got to
like,
balance stuff. Like
and why must you settle for something that is as I
you
what I'm
could be
describing as
you can find
combative.
there's enough women in the world that you can find a woman who is gonna let's say normal, let's say in the middle, who's in the
Middle
middle,
ground, yeah.
who won't stress you a day in your life, and she's not submissive.
Yeah,
Am I lying?
So
Okay.
what I
Yeah.
was literally about to, before you bring that point, I was gonna say like it's less about the country they're going to find these things and more what they're looking for.
That exactly.
You're
yeah.
just more likely to find it in some of these countries, according to your experience, right?
Yeah.
Than going there. So, and that's what we started with, like challenges, and that's why I use the word weak,
Yeah.
because what you just described, as far as like, oh, I don't want to have that challenge. You're like, it's not going to be a challenge if this is someone you communicate with, and,
Yeah.
but again, that's not to say you can't have disagreements or
ground
fights.
person,
But
yeah.
even when you have those, there's a way in which someone who you know and you're in love, like the way you communicate, where it doesn't spiral to the point where you feel like, oh, I need to leave. Like there are ways you can handle all these things,
Yeah.
and the quality of people, the character of the people you're choosing to be with, needs to accommodate that. That's not a function of geography.
Yeah, no,
That's
I
that's
agree.
the quality of person,
I agree.
and that's what I'm
No,
saying.
I agree with you.
I'm getting. I'm not obviously coming at you. I'm just saying, like the
I'm
people,
just playing devil's
the
advocate
people
right now.
who are making these arguments. It's like I'm looking at you and saying, like, what's the criteria you're looking for?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the fact
And
that
just to add on that, I think some things just take time. Like we live in a society where like men are more likely to harm women than like in relationships or domestic violence situations. So it's like if I'm a woman trying to go into a relationship and like I've met you from a dating app, I'm going to be a lot more skeptical, a lot more cautious. I might be a bit combative, but like eventually over time, like relationships, like the way I interact with you guys will not be the way I interact with my wife in the
Yeah.
future. Like I'm a lot more abrasive with you guys, but with my wife I'd be a lot more gentle,
yeah.
and soft, and I'd expect the same from her.
Mhm.
So it's like that's not going to be like from day one when I meet her, it's not gonna be like that.
Mm.
It's like
Yeah.
we're gonna actually
Yeah.
work towards that. So,
Yeah.
like if you're experiencing a bit of like combativeness at the start, it's like it'll take time.
Mm.
Be
Like
patient.
if you want someone that is just gonna do whatever you want, like hire a butler, hire a cleaner, hire a cook,
Yeah.
like
Which is literally what they're doing.
it costs money, but yeah, I mean you're gonna spend that money on a wife anyway, I guess, if
Which-
that's what you're going there for.
Which-
So
that's
just
literally what they're doing.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because you can go to a different country and find someone who's submissive, but they can't cook, and now
Yeah.
you're like, oh,
Mad.
Yeah.
you're deficient in this area. Let me go somewhere else. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Like how many places are you gonna hop to before
Mm.
you're
Plus the funny thing is, like, when they meet these women, like, I will bet you anything they're more likely to be the ones that cheat on them, because like there's not enough spice
Yeah,
in a
yeah.
relationship. Like, where's that spice gonna come from if
yeah,
not?
because
like,
I guess if you're a
from-
man going
from
to
trying-
these sort of countries, your market value goes up.
Yeah.
So the options available to you will be a lot more.
Not even take away the options part of it, because that would imply there's something to them outside of the money that makes them
No,
interesting.
it's purely the money.
Yeah, exactly.
There's
But it's,
nothing
yeah,
else.
and it's like, okay, just in terms of like, because these men would start like cheating on them and leaving, and then what does that do for the woman who's stuck here now? Because like she doesn't have any means to kind of like challenge that fact, and she's just here raising your kids and whatnot. Like, how is that fair to her? So I don't know.
Sounds
Like,
like a bad
there's
situation to me.
But if they do settle down, to be fair, if they do settle down, decide to speak the language and graze themselves in the culture, then I'm like, okay, you know what,
Mm.
this is a decision you made. Fair enough.
Yeah.
that's
but,
what I said.
but if it's just purely like, oh no, I just want to be in a short-term fling with someone of like different heritage, it's
Yeah,
like,
that's mad.
that's messy.
I mean, my view is that whoever you love, it shouldn't be tied to geography, as you said. Like, but it shouldn't limit you. You shouldn't be limited to just where you are. You can find love. There's so many people in the world.
Yeah, that's fine. Traveling for love is
Traveling
fine,
for
I
love
think.
is fine.
But if you're traveling
Um,
because you know the women in a certain area are
Yeah,
this, and compared to where you're from, that's when I have the issue.
yeah, it's like you're
um,
not even traveling at that point. You're just running
Yeah.
away from shit.
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah,
You're kind of like, as you said,
yeah,
there's definitely someone in the middle ground who you probably would love in the
yeah.
place that you are.
Yeah,
You just need to
like-
find it.
Like
Yeah.
it takes people years to find like the person that they love, like,
Exactly.
or the person that they want to marry. So
Mm.
that's why I said it's a cop
Mm.
out. But yeah, but again, that's assuming that I think we're talking as well from a place that like the women in those places, then like it's going to be women that who love them. Like there's going to be like a love that they in the person they find. Like let's say like I went to Asia and found like a wife there. Like it's not that I've just found her and saved her life. Like there's going to be times. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
There's
you
gonna
just
there's gonna
come
be
like a-
there's gonna be like it's
a
gonna be
briefcase full of
50-50
money.
possibly
Yeah,
in the love category.
Mm.
But the fact that you've gone there like with the thoughts and feelings of that's where I have the issue.
yeah.
But yeah, I think
I guess we
should,
can leave it at that.
yeah, probably move on.
I think
guess-
the other topics outside of the shows and stuff would be like, what was it? NBA, NFL. I don't know if you want to talk about those. And then
Yeah,
I've got
that's
some. There's a question I had.
I think you both had questions, no?
yeah.
Yeah.
I
I
think
thought we're leaving that to the end.
yeah, we can do questions at the end.
Okay.
Should we just do the boys then? 'Cause
Yeah.
I guess that'll take a bit
Alright.
of time.
Yeah.
Cool. So Sang, you watched the boys recently.
Yeah.
So it's probably the freshest in your mind.
Okay.
What were your thoughts and feelings on the show overall? And
Oh, we're doing a whole show without Anubis.
Yeah,
okay. Yeah, no, that's no
He
problem.
said to do it without
Okay,
him,
yeah. So yeah, just finished watching The Boys. It's funny because you guys were telling me to watch it for ages now, and I kind of put it on hold. I forgot what happened in like where I stopped, so I had to restart the season. But overall, as a show, it's one of the best shows I've ever seen. Honestly, it clears Marvel by a long shot, and I didn't even know it would do this.
I don't know.
No,
I'm still, for me, Daredevil and Punisher is still up there, but most of the Marvel
What-
shows, yeah, I get.
I never watched the Netflix Daredevil or Punisher, but no way they're better than The Boys as a show.
See, when you
And
say
even
that,
then, they're not
at the
even-
start of it, I would vibe with that at the start of the show, but I don't know. Looking at the whole picture, I don't know if I'd say that now.
Well, no, what I'm talking about in terms of Marvel is MCU stuff, not
I
the
hear-
association with
Okay.
Netflix. or
I hear
anything.
you, and I'm making the same.
Well, you think some of the shows in Marvel are better or on par with
which
The
ones would you
Boys?
say?
on the shows? I'm not talking about the shows. I wouldn't.
Because The Boys is
compare?
a show. Is
Yeah,
a show.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
you're
still
just
like
talking
the
about
series
the,
alone.
the Disney
No
stuff.
movies.
Not
Okay.
movies, yeah.
Because usually when people say like the MCU and stuff, they're talking about like,
No,
characters and
Purely
MCU.
whatnot.
shows.
If you're doing that, then of course
it clears them by a
it clears
country
it.
mile, and I
Yeah,
feel
it
so
clears
bad for like. I feel embarrassed because all of
Why
the
would you?
scores.
It's Disney, bro.
No, all the scores I gave MCU immediately -1 or -2
Mm.
because of what I've seen from The Boys. This is like a 9.5 to 9.7 out of 10.
Relax.
I'd
For
probably
shows.
go 8.5.
It is
but-
unbelievable. Look, what you were telling me about Succession, right?
Yeah.
How everything is like.
Don't compare the boys' Succession.
No,
bro. You're about to start a
I'm
fight.
talking about one aspect.
Yeah.
One aspect of Succession, which is every episode is filled with content.
Mm.
Too
Everything
much
in The
content,
Boys-
like an hour long.
What?
I've
I swear the episode.
Have you
No,
started?
I'm just-
Star
Boys.
No, it's because it's an hour long. I'm
But
too
so is
much
The
in
Boys,
an
isn't
anime
it?
man's mindset to.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
yeah,
The Boys
yeah.
is an hour long too, no?
Yeah, but I think.
Yeah.
Anthony,
It flies by whenever I
until
watch
you
it.
watch
It's
it, don't
different.
say anything because like,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
starting to get like I'm
Okay.
starting to get like, yo, do I need to get into defense mode? Because I will fight anyone.
I
in
Yeah,
only
this
I
saw
session.
the
I
first 20
need to
minutes.
finish
So,
it.
so 3 seasons of every single episode, like eight episodes a season,
Mm.
is jam filled with action, everything that you want in a storyline.
Yeah.
Overall, yeah, it's probably the best thing I've watched.
Yeah.
Like, I can't really think of any other shows which kind of like compare in terms of superheroes for sure.
Mm.
Obviously, Game of Thrones is up there and whatnot, but this is it's still ongoing.
Yeah.
The humor is ridiculously good. It is ridiculously good.
Yeah, it is the
like-
funniest show ever, man.
When we think of Marvel, say, now I'm going to the movies and stuff. The humor in Ragnarok is funny.
Yeah.
This is another whole level,
Yeah.
whole nother level of funny.
Yeah,
And
because
this
it's kind of like guys talk, isn't it?
Yeah,
whole
yeah.
show.
It's 18 plus stuff,
It's
which
like
is
if
done
we
right.
try to beat up some superheroes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I didn't know, like, going into this series what it would be about. Honestly, I just knew it was about superheroes, but I didn't know it would be this
Yeah.
dark. Straight away from the beginning,
Mhm.
when A-Train runs through his girlfriend,
I'd be so pissed.
bro, that set the tone for the
Yeah.
entire series. Honestly,
Oh my god.
And the way he tried to gaslight me and be like, "Oh, yeah, she was also curved." I was like,
Yeah.
"Nah, what do you mean?" I would be so pissed.
so I love the realism. I love the humor. What I really love about the humor part of it is the ads they do, the
Yeah, yeah.
movies they do within the actual series.
Yeah.
Like the filming because they're filming like
Yeah,
Vought
the
saying
show.
show.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the
Movie.
third
It's
season when
hilarious.
A-Train
Honestly,
does the whole Pepsi thing. I was
like
like,
the
Oh,
start of
yeah.
every episode is just like really is too good.
Or when they give him that like the Africa suit.
yeah,
like-
Yeah.
Bruh.
I was like, "Oh my gosh, it's like Falcon Winter again."
They
Yeah,
do.
no.
It's actually I don't even know. I
Nah,
could say it's
Falcon's
worse.
definitely worse.
Yeah,
Yeah. Just because it looks really bad. The Falcon
Yeah,
one.
that's the only
Because of
thing.
the
But
Wakanda
like
thing.
the fact that they putting dashikis into like A-Train.
Yeah, yeah,
Nah,
yeah.
bro, that's way too cringe, bro. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's worse than when
Because it was like an advert to like stop the protest or whatever.
Oh yeah.
And then he brings the drink. I
that-
was like,
that's
"Oh my
why
god."
like, I
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
like Falcon is better than that. I'm sorry. Everything is
Nah,
corny
'cause
and
he does
like
the speech as well.
I hear you. It's corny and all that, but bro, a dashiki in your suit, bro. like,
But-
like, come on,
But
man.
the thing is, like in the boys, they're trying to
I
make
know
it funny.
exactly
Yeah.
what they're trying
Like
to
But
do.
the Falcon is actually there.
That
It's
is
just-
serious.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
They're not trying to be funny.
Yeah, because like in the
No.
boys, A-Train obviously he's uncomfortable by the whole.
Yeah.
idea. He does
Yeah.
it, but he's like uncomfortable by it. Whereas Falcon is out there
Yeah.
proud.
That's a point. That's a point. That's a point. But I can't.
And like you said, the fact that the Wakandans like, didn't you say the Wakandans
Oh
made
yeah,
it for him,
yeah,
innit?
yeah.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
no.
You should
They,
be more
like,
angry.
They made the wings. In my
Oh,
brain,
the
they only
wings,
made the
yeah.
wings.
Yeah.
It's not been confirmed whether or not they made the suit. I can't give that to them.
Oh.
I'm not going to. I'm not going to. I'm sorry. They did
Um,
not make that.
I'm loving the character developments arcs for all the characters. Honestly, I love Homelander. He's just like the best
That
villain.
guy makes me.
Yeah.
I get so sick when I
He's
look
the
at
most
his face.
despicable person
Bro,
I've
he's
ever seen in a
he's
show.
too
Like,
jokes, man.
he
yeah,
is
he's,
a
yeah,
fucking
everything he says
scumbag.
just goes
Pot-
left.
Potential
Yeah.
bleeping point here, but like his lips, I can't
Oh,
look at
because it's
them,
really
bro.
thin in it. Like
It's not even thin. It's the shape when he talks, the way they
I've
quiver,
never
the,
Oh,
the
yeah,
way they
yeah,
quiver
yeah.
in certain scenarios.
Do you see
I'm
people
like, I
always say
can't-
like the actor wasn't acting?
Yeah, I'm like, yeah. I can't. Every time I look at this, he just gives me like
Yeah,
serial
yeah.
killer vibes, like just someone who's
Yeah,
off
he
in
plays
the
it
brain.
very, very well.
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
plays
he's
it
just
very,
off
very
in the
well.
brain, man. Like, I can't like.
Because he's in another show where he's a policeman. I'm like, nah.
Yeah, I saw that. I
Like
saw
at,
that.
at
Yeah,
one
yeah,
point,
yeah.
you're gonna snap.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Like, bro, it's one of these things where I feel bad because like I don't think I could interact with him in real life.
Yeah.
Like, I
'Cause
don't think I could. I don't
you'll
think I
see
could
him and it's
like.
you're fat.
Yeah, like even if we could
Oh,
have
yeah.
we could have normal conversations, but
Yeah.
I would still think like
Yeah,
secretly
yeah.
in your
Yeah.
room, bro, you're sick. Like I
Yeah.
would think that,
yeah.
and obviously that's
It's the
not
same
fair.
if I
that's
got
not-
into a room with Joffrey as well. I'd just
Yeah.
like I would have so much animosity.
I think
towards him.
Joffrey. I can live with that because he's a kid.
Yeah.
No, I think
Nah,
because of his accent outside of it, it's like he's Irish.
yeah.
So
Oh,
it's like
actually, he is,
Yeah, I haven't heard him talk outside.
Yeah,
of
actually,
it.
that's the point. Actually, yeah, when their
Yeah.
accent doesn't match, then it's like it's
Yeah.
not the same.
Mm.
But I think actually, even Homelander, the actor, I don't think he's American.
No, he is.
Oh, is he
Is he
American?
actually?
No,
think he
or
is.
I've seen a video of him like
Oh, is he American? Okay.
talking to Huey, and he actually acts like Homelander.
Yeah,
His method acting.
yeah, yeah.
He's
See,
better.
that's what I'm saying, bro. I can't because it's too. I can't look at you and not separate that
Yeah,
Homelander
yeah,
shit.
yeah.
Like, fair enough, you can't fly and do all of those things, but
Yeah,
in your
yeah.
brain, you are.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
like
I feel like
you
he'd be like the sarcastic guy, like always like speaking in sarcasm and kind of
Yeah.
like
Nah, the clip that I sent the other day where he like, he's in that village and he like kills that villager.
oh yeah.
And then someone's recorded it and like put it online, and he's like, so everyone's starving, but they've got a camera phone somehow. I'm like, come on, bro. Like, he's the worst person ever. And it's why we love the show, because
man, yeah, he's brilliant.
like
honestly.
the reason,
If you're an unhinged, you have to make jokes.
yeah.
I couldn't look at him, bro.
Honestly, for me, the show, I've been saying for a while, it's better than anything the MCU had put out, like show wise or whatever.
Mhm.
And I think Anubis fought back on it, but obviously he said the Daredevil and Punisher thing. But for me, I just love the whole satire of the show, just taking the piss out of everything.
Yeah.
Like, even Soldier Boy just being what I know Captain America would
He's
have been like.
he is my
like,
favorite character. in the
He's
boys.
so
He's one of
fucking
my
funny.
He's my favorite
Wh-
character. In the
You know
boys.
what really flew over my head the first time? The Bill Cosby thing. You know when he comes out and he's like, Cosby, that's a real man. And he was like, he's like, he can really make a strong drink. He was like,
Have you guys seen? Has everyone seen Gen V?
no, he hasn't seen it.
he's
Yeah,
not
yeah,
seen it.
I've just seen the first episode.
Him and Gen V, very
Whoa,
small
whoa,
role.
whoa.
No,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say anything. He
He's
does.
in Gen V. Oh.
yeah.
Oh,
It's-
shit.
it's-
Well, yeah, but that's
yeah,
like,
it's
the
not
boys.
really. He's not really in it, but
Okay, okay.
Yeah. Excellent.
yeah.
That's
yeah.
our stop
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Excellent.
when he talks, I can't even say it. When he talks about the boat, when he talks about the boat,
Excellent.
yeah. So all of the stuff with A Train, like the fact that the black guy is addicted to the drug, is something again that is just
I'm
in
not even
it.
thinking
Like,
that.
Yeah.
But did you guys all think that, like, when watching it?
no,
it's
it's
like-
not straight away, not straight away.
Okay,
But
okay,
after a
yeah.
while, I was like, this guy's really hooked. I'm like, why does it have to
I
be
mean, I
him?
thought it was funny that the black guy was like the fastest man.
Yeah. No, when Homeland
It's
is
like
like,
it's like making Luke Cage like
Yeah.
bulletproof, like
Yeah,
same
yeah.
level of like. Of course he's bulletproof.
Yeah.
Like,
It
Yeah.
has to be bulletproof. Look where he
when
lives.
when Homelander's like, you think I've not seen you eating those like extra hot dogs and like snacking like in between films and this that.
Yeah, stuffing it in
Nah.
your gullet.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's just so much about it that I love. Characters like
the worst-
Frenchie, MM,
The
I love their
worst-
worst
dynamic. Like
character is what's
the
his
Deep.
name? The
100%
Deep.
the
Oh my
Deep.
god, the Deep.
Oh
the
my
Deep
gosh,
is
the
the
Deep.
worst. You know
I
what?
can't
Yeah,
stand that guy.
he is. I can't lie. He gets funny and he has his moments like with the octopus, like when he has sex with the octopus. That whole thing was funny, and he tried to make them. What is it like?
They tried to have
Introduce
a
it as a
threesome,
third, innit?
yeah,
Yeah.
threesome,
And the part where he's like driving,
Oh, yeah. No,
driving the
the
car,
time
and he's
where
got like
the
the
octopus is
dolphin.
watching.
Yeah, on the thing, innit?
Oh, in the fish tank.
Yeah.
Oh, nah.
But another
He
thing.
actually had it, I swear.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had it.
Yeah.
She
Oh.
walks in it, and it's like
It was
around
like
his
the
dick.
sexgasm thingy.
Oh,
Herogasm,
Herogasm, what an
Herogasm, yeah.
episode! What an episode, man! That is again, I feel so sorry for him, man.
Oh, yeah,
It
'cause-
always happens to him.
Yeah, season 2 as well.
Oh,
When he gets the
That's-
dick around him, innit?
Oh,
Yeah.
That's wild.
That's crazy, man. It's always him.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Nah.
That's when Huey.
That's why he gets drenched as well.
Yeah. That's what we're talking about, innit? Like,
That's the part that I
Yeah, 'cause
Yeah.
at first I thought it was like a rat cell, but then
Yeah.
afterwards, like,
Oh no! As soon as it came out, I
yeah.
knew.
I wanted
Since
to
they
throw,
op- yeah,
throw up
since-
on his behalf, man.
As soon as
That
they
was.
opened the door, I knew.
What was you gonna say when
It's
Huey did
very,
what?
very appropriate for Huey because when he teleported, he gets.
Yeah, he
he
gets
loses his
naked.
clothes,
innit?
innit?
Yeah. Huey's
Both
quite.
are-
I like Huey.
I don't.
In season 3, he was really annoying though.
Mm.
I
Oh,
found
yeah,
he was really annoying.
Mm.
I really don't.
And-
I don't like characters like that. They piss me off.
Yeah. Why?
It's just the whole like
nervous
like-
energy.
Yeah.
nervous energy.
No, I feel like that it's real though, innit?
Yeah,
like it's how
exactly,
you
yeah.
would be if you were in a world with superheroes.
I mean,
Like,
maybe not Precious. Precious.
Nah.
Precious
yeah,
would
obviously,
Yeah,
yeah,
nah,
Precious, yeah.
it's on the same level as like my whole thing with Jim Carrey and
Jim Carrey's
Deadpool.
hilarious, though.
No, I'm not talking about the jokes. I'm talking about that hyper.
Oh
The
yeah,
hyper
yeah,
nature.
yeah,
I
yeah.
see
Okay.
it. It's like the annoyance level for me
Yeah.
is like it's
Yeah.
on par. Like
Wait,
I can't.
Quick
like-
question: were you annoyed when he tried to be a hero once he got the temp V, and he didn't want Starlight to get involved?
Oh, yeah,
Of
yeah,
course.
Yeah.
That's a lame. That's how
But
you
why?
know he's a lame.
But why? Because that.
Because no, why should that change you?
No, because he's trying to protect his girlfriend, isn't it?
Why should- that
make you a good
changed
man.
him. That changed because like he'd always been like whenever she would try to do, I can't remember the exact detail because it's been a while since I saw it, but like whenever she tried to do things for him and stuff like, and he would like, oh, I didn't do it
To
for
be,
you.
I think it was like roid rage too.
Yeah, it's like no, but even before that, when she would open the jars, like it
Yeah,
felt
he felt
like he's sticking his mouth.
inadequate,
Yeah,
wasn't-
I'm like, what is in your brain? She's got superpowers. Like, why would that shit bother you? That's so lame to me. That's
Yeah.
that's lame, bro.
I mean,
That's in you.
Apparently, in season 4, he's gonna go to Mexico to find.
Yeah, that's in you. And if someone like that gets like that boost, of
Yeah,
course they're
yeah.
gonna start acting crazy. Like they're gonna
Yeah.
start wanting to be all super macho and
Yeah,
protective.
because
and like
he
that.
tried to
Yeah.
fight A-Train.
Yeah.
As well. I thought he was gonna.
Oh
I
yeah.
was like, oh, crap.
I'm like that. I can't stand Huey, bro. Like he's just you're a weak.
Well, that's
Like
why.
A-Train as
That's
well.
why he loses his clothes when he teleports.
Yeah.
No, but teleporting is just you're supposed
no,
to
but
lose
you
your clothes
surely no.
because your clothes don't have
What?
teleportation energy. Like of course
Yeah,
you're gonna
true,
leave
yeah.
the clothes behind. That's just that's the physics of it.
Oh, okay. Shit, I never thought about it.
Yeah, because that's why like it's like when people go invisible.
Oh,
and
okay,
they-
yeah.
and they
Yeah,
have like
it's
their
like
clothes on
unless
the
you're making
outside.
material
Ah,
that
okay.
specifically
Yeah.
adapts. That's why
Like, yeah.
Fantastic Four made sense. But
Yeah,
like
yeah.
outside of that,
Mm.
like I would expect your clothes to go away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless
I thought that
again,
was more
unless
of a-
it's like unless it's like things that physically touch you, and in that case,
Okay.
not every single piece of clothing would do. Because like let's
Right.
say everything else does, your shoes will stay here. Because assuming you're wearing socks, you see what I mean?
Oh,
Yeah.
well, but saying that, I think there's a point where he grabs Starlight and they both teleport.
That's what I'm saying. Physical, like.
But then surely your clothes will be physical too now.
No, that's what I'm saying. If they were really going for it, then
Okay.
any piece of clothing that's touching you would go, except
Yeah.
for something like shoes, because you're wearing socks. The shoes aren't
Right,
actually
immediate,
touching the
like,
skin. That's what I'm
okay.
saying. So if they don't need to get this technical, but I'm
Yeah.
saying if they're gonna go through that logic, because if I'm touching someone,
Mm.
the same thing as my clothes being on me, so
Yeah.
they should go with me. But
Yeah.
again,
I guess it was like a funny gag. Cause
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
I-
like,
I
I'm
thought
not I'm not thinking
I
too deep into it.
I thought
but
it spoke more about the weakness in his character as a person. Because the
that's what
fact that
I'm-
he's like a weak guy,
yeah.
like he can't even teleport
No,
without losing his clothes.
No, I will link it to because people who are
Okay.
like whose character-wise are strong, your power might just be whack and like have
No,
Yeah.
because
crazy.
that's why a Butcher, when he takes 10V, he basically turns into Homelander. Just he can't fly because he's a strong individual, right?
I don't think it links to your character.
No,
Like,
they said
it
it
might
might.
do
it's-
to
it's-
I'm
it's-
not-
They've not said that yet.
yeah,
but
I don't. They've
maybe,
not said. I don't
maybe,
think the
yeah.
power links to like
I
your
think they did.
character.
They mentioned
I
that
don't
it
think
accelerates
so.
your like innate kind of character.
Yeah, maybe it could be because I guess like
Yeah.
Soldier Boy, he came back from Russia, now he's a nuke. So
Yeah.
so maybe.
Oh well, that's a different kind of.
Yeah, but I guess
wasn't
they
10V, was it?
would have tested him or tested some shit on him, innit?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
exactly,
another
yeah.
thing. But yeah.
Yeah.
But even if well, I don't know. The way I'm thinking about it, if that's the case, then a lot of people would have very similar powers because like.
Mm.
Like they made a
They share the
terrorist
same
in
strong
season 1, a
character thing.
terrorist.
Yeah.
But that, again, that's a writer's choice thing as opposed to
Yeah.
like
Okay,
you
true.
because technically because based on that, like if you want to go really crazy with it, like
Yeah.
pretty much every person from like those sort of Arabic nations,
Yeah.
as far as Americans see it, if you give them Gen V, all
Yeah.
of them will turn into like.
I mean, I
You
guess
know-
that's what Homelander did though. To be
Yeah.
fair. That was his logic behind it. It's like, oh, let me
That's
just
what I'm
be
saying.
the
That's
terrorist.
That's why I don't think it's like it links to your
Yeah.
character kind of thing. It's just
Okay.
like whatever
It's
is
random,
like,
you think?
the specific genetic mutation I think is random, but like obviously your character defines how you train and how you use it and how like.
But then
certain
all
things
like the
manifest.
sexual ones had like weird. Or do you
So
think
one of my-
maybe
one of my
your
thoughts-
power makes you more sexual?
This is my thing.
Like,
So
if you had,
because,
like,
because
a-
you can do something, you're going to use it in a more sexual context. But that's
Okay,
more
see.
who you are as opposed
Oh,
to the
like the
power
guy
being
who-
So you
dictated by
Like
that.
the termite guy, innit, who shrinks.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
okay.
that's one of my
Stuff,
that's one of my
season
problem
three.
with like the boys like they just went to like
Yeah.
a lot of the tropes started becoming more sexual as opposed to like real
Yeah.
life shit.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But I think like with the show, I think it's great that like it shows another side of heroes as opposed
Yeah.
to what we
Yeah.
get in like Marvel or DC or anything like that. Even I know Invincible kind of does the same thing, but it's a bit more graphic
Invincible's
because
taking
it's,
a piss.
yeah.
Like
Yeah, yeah.
4 months.
Oh yeah,
Oh my
don't get me
gosh.
started on that, man. What did you guys think of the episode where the court case episode where Newman's like blowing up everyone's heads, like the very first time you saw it?
I was like,
I
What is
was
happening?
confused.
Yeah, I
after
was
the
Did
Very
you
confused.
did you clock though? She looks at every single person whose head
No.
blows up.
No,
No,
No, she
Uh,
does. Yeah.
Did you
so-
clock?
No, not. I didn't clock it straight away. I clocked it like I think I was watching like a recap
Okay.
like a year ago or like a few months ago, and
Oh, you see her do it.
you literally every time someone's head pops up, they show her just before looking in that direction or looking at that person.
Oh.
So they gave us the clues, but obviously
Yeah,
the
yeah,
first time
yeah.
you see it, it's so shocking that it's gonna like fly over your head, innit?
Mm.
But I like her character.
she tried to
Um,
pop, what's it, not Salt Front, Starlight.
Starlight, yeah, give her a nosebleed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
She
yeah,
has to
yeah,
pop
yeah.
her head.
Shit.
Wait, I think that
I
was
don't
like
think
some.
she tried to. I think she just gave her like,
Yeah,
I
it's
can
like
do
a
it.
warning shot.
Yeah, I can do
yeah.
it.
Did
Like,
she?
Yeah,
I
that was
feel
like
like
Yeah,
she's
yeah.
no.
No,
That conversation was a warning. I don't remember the details of the conversation, but I remember that conversation. I was like,
Yeah.
all right, I feel like she.
Because I guess
She's
in
on
my head,
shit.
it's
Yeah.
like,
No.
like it would require more effort to pop a soup's head.
Yeah.
So that's why I thought it was like,
yeah,
Mm.
like
Yeah, I see what you
she
mean.
was specifically that she was saying like I could get you if I wanted
Yeah.
to. Like
Mm.
you are dead right now.
so
if
why
I
do you
wanted.
think she can't do it to Homelander? Just his speed?
I don't think she can. I think she can do it. Like Homelander is
Nah,
like
because he dead
Nah.
hurts him. He's
No,
like-
he didn't.
No, he
if
didn't,
I remember the
yeah.
scene, because you're talking about with the cow.
When he's in a room, I swear. Or
Like there was a specific scene where she was like, "Oh, and if you even try to do it, it's like,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, so
Oh,
it's
where
like,
they kind of work together for like a little bit, innit?
yeah,
Where-
like I don't
yeah.
think it's a question of whether or not she can. It's like you said, it's like there's something he's too fast. Like she has to account for like how long it'll take
Yeah,
to pop him, as opposed to whether or not
Because
she
she
can
has
do
to
it.
like her eyes have to do that thing.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
okay.
if she, let's say, but the thing with me is like I was thinking like if she really wanted to do it, I'll just stay somewhere where
She
like
can't- you
remote,
can't
and
see,
then
yeah.
so
See,
it
that's
gives me
why I
enough
think
time.
that's
and
why
then
I
do it.
said the thing about I feel like it requires a lot more effort.
Oh yeah, that I would agree with, but like no, I don't think it's like
Yeah, it wouldn't be like a
crazy amount of
human
effort.
popping thing. Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
then she could just see him from afar and just do it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. She
I
should
think
be able to
Homelander's
do.
so strong that he would actually know that it's coming. Like he would feel it, and then he would like chase her down and kill her.
Yeah, because he's got like
Possibly.
superhero and stuff. So I guess
Yeah.
whenever she's
Yeah.
around,
Or like he can fly away to where it's like
Yeah.
she's
gonna be out.
too
yeah, there
far
must
away.
be like
yeah.
a radius. Yeah.
Yeah, it's too far away or
And
something.
then
Yeah.
at that point, then she's dead.
And then he knows,
Yeah.
like she knows he's targeting her, like kind of
Mm.
thing.
I like how they made him start to turn a bit crazy.
Oh,
he's-
Start to.
yeah.
Yeah, like
Nah,
I
'cause
think it was
obviously
born
he-
crazy.
Yeah, he was tapped, but then after Stormfront dies,
yeah,
he
it
gets
just
worse,
like gets
innit?
worse and
He
worse.
actually-
Like this is how they should have done
Like
it
he
with Daenerys.
publicly like starts to lose.
That's
it
what I'm
as
saying. Like he
opposed
was
to-
always that
yeah,
level
yeah.
of crazy. The only thing is like he had to keep up appearances. Like
Yeah,
as soon
yeah.
as
He
some
was
of it
holding
was
himself
done.
back.
Yeah,
And
like
then-
yeah.
and
He
then-
he didn't start to get crazy.
But
That man
even
was
towards
tapped.
the end, though, there's still points where he kind of reels it back in, like when
Like when he speaks to
after
Ryan, for example.
Soldier Boy, I think
Talking
after
to
that
himself in
fight,
the mirror. Yeah.
when he's like, because he could have killed them when his son's there, like at the end, but he doesn't because his son's there, and it's like he's not normally like that. Normally he would just kill him, but I
Yeah.
think because Ryan was there, he was just like, nah, like, I'll chill.
Yeah,
So
I don't understand what he did with Butcher. Like why he had so much resentment for Ryan. Because
Butcher
Yeah.
annoys me as
Wait,
well.
what?
Because like
Who?
because start of season 3, obviously Butcher's looking after Ryan,
Yeah,
and then like I think because of how he's treating him is what ultimately drives him to Homelander.
yeah,
Because he blames Ryan for the death of Becca,
Right.
and then obviously like when Ryan meets Homelander first time, it's like it's not your fault, and then like that's when he embraces him, like he like starts opening up to him.
Simp.
Who?
Butcher.
Yeah. Oh.
Simp.
When he made that
Yeah.
decision at the end, I was like, "What are you doing?"
Simp.
Wait,
Uh,
what
This
did-
is why I can't.
Oh,
I,
when he
I
chose.
can't-
When he chose Ryan over. Wait, was it Ryan he chose over? Yeah, he chose Ryan over like killing Homelander with Soldier Boy,
yeah.
and decided to fight against Soldier
Yeah,
Boy.
I was gonna say that. That's a huge. I have a huge problem with that.
Yeah, same. I was like,
It's like it's not in his character.
How does not? But you guys are jumping way too far into this. How do you still have
Oh,
that
you're back to
level of
Becca.
commitment and
Oh,
emotion over a woman who, as far as like left you for Homelander?
Well,
Yeah, no, he
raped her,
thought-
innit?
no,
He
he
did.
No,
thought
no,
she
no.
was dead.
Again, as far as like he knows,
Yeah,
because
Oh,
she
okay,
she
yeah.
framed it like she left him, like all the voicemails, like the calls and all of that stuff.
yeah.
Like she made it seem like she left him, like she was no longer interested in whatnot, and then like because she disappeared,
Yeah.
and every time he would
Wait,
get in
when was
contact,
this?
he was
Oh, and then
like
then
he would be,
thought
she would
died,
be like,
innit?
oh,
yeah.
leave me alone, especially when she had a kid.
Yeah.
She would be like I think it was, I can't remember if it was season
But
one
she
or
thought
two.
he
Nah,
thought
he
she
thought she
died,
died.
innit? Yeah,
Yeah,
he
yeah.
thought she
no,
died.
like you're not understanding me.
Yeah.
After like when
You mean
he finds
season
her,
2 now?
yeah, like when he finds her, there was a period in time where he would try to contact her and she would be like, no, leave me alone, because she knew she had the kid,
Yeah, yeah.
and she's doing all of that. Like personally,
Oh, okay.
I would just, all right, cool. Like
Oh,
I'll
okay,
yeah,
yeah,
I'll
yeah.
leave you alone. Like why am I bothering you? But even so, like even after she dies, like how do you hold that
Yeah, she
against?
puts
How
this
do you hold that
binding
against?
vow on
Yeah,
him.
like how do you hold that against the kid?
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
kid
it's not
killed-
his
the
fault.
kid killed him. He killed her.
Yeah, accidentally though.
Yeah, but it
I
wasn't
wouldn't
on
hold
purpose,
it
yeah.
against the kid.
Because we know
Because
you
it was
can't
an
control his
accident.
powers.
If he
innit?
really
No,
held
you
it against
can't
the kid,
control
he would kill Ryan.
Nah,
But
he
he
doesn't.
can't kill
He
Ryan.
can't kill Ryan.
Actually, he's got
What?
10 in it.
He got
So,
10B.
yeah.
If he really like held it like against Ryan, he would have killed him.
No,
No, because
he
I feel
knows
like
he's not
Ryan's
supposed to.
body's like durable because he was thrown off a roof in season 2.
No, what
Which-
I'm
which
more.
was-
Yeah.
Bro, Homelander is a sicko. Oh my god. You know what as well?
To be fair, I don't think that is that
It
far
would-
to
it would
kill.
be
It
funny
was far
if-
enough to kill him though.
No,
No,
but, like,
no,
he
no,
would've
but it's
had
just
some sort
funny,
of
innit?
injury.
Like,
Yeah.
It would
yeah.
be funny if Ryan wasn't like strong and
Yeah.
like broke a bone or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Or was he crying at the end of her?
I think so, yeah.
I think it was- yeah,
But you know what's funny as well? The fact that they brought in Stormfront as an even like almost as big of a sicko as Homelander.
Yeah.
Like-
Stormfront was the worst, but
Yeah.
she was hilarious.
Yeah, yeah.
Apart from when she killed Kimiko's brother. And I was expecting that.
Yeah.
But the way she was interacting with A-Train, I was like, that, that's funny.
Yeah, like it's mad racist, but
Yeah,
it's funny. Like,
yeah, that couldn't be
I mean,
me.
she's principled. So I was like,
Yeah,
good for her.
that couldn't be me. Like if I was A-Train, like like either you kill me right here, right now, or I do something to you. Like you're just not gonna talk to me like that.
Imagine they just had episodes where she was just saying the N-word, just
yeah, literally, innit?
He gave everyone the documents in it to eventually get her killed.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about like
But he knows he can't.
in that moment while you're talking shit, like you would have to see me.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, like you
Nah,
might be
with-
stronger
with
you
his
might-
heart.
bro. You might be stronger. You can kill me, cool, but I'm not taking it.
Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna sit here.
Nah,
and just
you
think-
guys-
Nah, this is
guys are
A-Train.
really-
He cares
yeah.
too much about his life.
I hear you. I'm saying if this was me, like I cannot sit there and take that. I'm sorry.
So you'd be dead then, I guess.
Cool, that's better in my
Like,
mind. That's
yeah.
better. Like
Nah.
I'm not
At this
sitting
point-
here
at that
As the
point,
only
though-
black person in the 7,
Yeah.
you disappointed me.
Is that
At that point as well,
What,
yeah.
So I should like
Yes,
take that for.
we need representation. more
Nah,
than
fuck that. Find you.
we need. You can
find
hold
you
it
a di-
out.
Yeah.
You
Find
got
you-
all
The
thing
your
is, though,
benefits.
the thing
Find
is,
you
though,
a different black man.
At that
bro.
point, he'd only
need to
ever
Jay-Z
taken
for
L's
us.
as well. So it's like, what else have you got to lose?
Yeah.
You're the bum of the group. Like everyone's shaming you.
Nah,
Like-
I'm sorry.
Nah,
Like,
the deep
find
is
you
still
an-
the bum of the group.
Oh,
Yeah,
true.
yeah,
Oh yeah,
And-
I thought,
Nah,
yeah.
find you a different.
and he's got a
black
bad
man,
and he's
bro.
got a bad heart, so he knows
Yeah,
he can't
yeah.
do it. Like
Yeah.
At that point, I'll just quit being 7. Like, find another black because
Like-
what you're saying about black person, they would find a different black person to
No,
put in
because
there
remember,
they have to.
remember where he came from. Like once he's not in the 7, he's back there helping his brother doing homeless shelters.
Yeah.
I'll
Hey,
do
speaking
that.
of which, do you know what another crazy episode was when they were trying to get find new people for the 7, and then is he blind or like the deaf guy?
oh,
Yeah.
that guy, yeah.
And even
The Homelander, boom.
yeah,
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
And then the other one where
Daredevil.
there was
Discount
the woman.
Daredevil.
I think she has like she's Muslim in it, but I think she has like
Yeah.
a hijab or
Oh,
something.
yeah.
And then he makes like an Al
Yeah.
Qaeda reference. He calls her Captain Al Qaeda. I'm telling you, he is the worst person ever. Like whoever writ him is a sicko. He needs to be. His mind needs to be
What's
looked
his
at.
name?
Top
Seth
5
Rogen.
times actors weren't acting.
Oh yeah, Seth Rogen.
Yeah.
Yeah, shit. Yeah.
What's
Seth
Seth
Rogen.
Rogen? What
He's
he wrote?
I think one of the writers or directors
Yeah.
or something. Like he's behind
Wasn't
the boys
he
as well.
doing? He was actually in it. He was in one of the scenes.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
in.
he
He was
probably has a
like
cameo,
with
but
he's like a
he's-
police officer or
he's
something.
part
Isn't
of
it?
no,
Like a-
Crimson Countess.
He's part of the creative team.
Oh yes,
the,
yes.
The
of
live
course.
sex chat.
Did you clock Jack from Revenge is that Nighthawk guy that A-Train kills?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
I clocked it like when I was looking at it the other day because obviously I saw Revenge after that,
Yeah.
innit?
It's
Yeah,
Jack.
Yeah.
yeah, it's Jack. Yeah,
Oh,
What, Blue Hawk?
crazy.
Blue Hawk. That's it, not
Okay.
Nighthawk.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy, the one that
Oh,
A-Train kills in
yeah.
it, which is actually kind of peaked the way he killed him. Like
Yeah.
he finally got a dub.
Yeah.
But then he's got
Oh
his
yeah, he
heart now,
dragged
so
him
it's like-
across
Yeah,
the
yeah, but he
tarmac.
had the
thingy
heart
or
attack thing,
what,
innit?
yeah.
That's even more than
Um,
to be honest. Like,
Imagine
you
that.
killed
That's
him and you took his heart.
see. A-Train's a lame guy. Like that's the person you go off on with the because he was saying something racist,
Yeah,
and that's the one you decide to kill, not Stormfront, because you knew she would body you. Like you go against the weak one. Trash. Like, bro, give me the fade.
I mean, it's only because he attacked his brother. Or he crippled his brother.
Yeah.
oh yeah, because he was just beating up all
Yeah.
the black people.
And then-
innit?
and then
Like-
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And then his brother went off on him as well. No, he did it afterwards. After he killed him.
Yeah,
oh
But
my
he
god.
became crippled, unfortunately.
Oh yeah, because he was like, yeah, I did something. It's like, I didn't want you
exactly.
to do that.
Yeah.
Innit?
What did you guys think of like the other characters in the 7, like Queen Maeve and Black Noir?
I like Queen Maeve.
Mm.
Black Noir, I liked him in season 3 because I guess of the whole.
Yeah, the cartoon.
cartoon stuff.
That was so random.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, okay, this is
Yeah.
interesting because I wasn't sure if he was losing it
Yeah.
or if like that was part of his power, but I think he was losing it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Because you see what happened to him, innit? Why he's like
he's
that, innit?
He's another member who's black in the 7.
Yeah, but
Well, there you go.
yeah, no one
Yeah,
really.
but no one even
Does
knows
everyone?
that.
Does anyone really know that?
No one outside of like I guess the
Oh, I
origin
guess,
story.
yeah,
just
yeah.
Homelander.
Whoever
Yeah,
started,
yeah.
Oh right, yeah.
Oh yeah, no.
I like
yeah.
that it took Homelander to kill him as
And
well.
they call him Black Knight, which is hilarious.
Oh yeah, because you see that the way he dies is like the one time he took off his helmet and then he got like well he didn't die, he got brain damage in it
Yeah.
because his head got smushed.
But seeing a young Gedko is hilarious.
But
Yeah,
I love the scene where Homelander talks to Ashley, the Deep, and A-Train, and basically like goes off on them.
when he makes her take off the wig.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. I'm telling you, he's a sick man. When he makes Thingy eat the Timothy the octopus,
yeah.
he's a fucking
That's
sicko.
the reason why like the Deep is so trash to me is like you could low key be the most powerful person in
Yeah,
that
innit?
room,
What?
but yours just so
How?
yeah. With the
Yeah.
ocean and the powers, like
Yeah.
the amount of pressure your skin has to
Nah,
endure to
wait,
go
does he
that deep.
control the
And
ocean?
Nah, you
whatnot.
can only control the fish.
He's
Or he can
Aquaman.
talk to the fish, innit?
No,
Like
you can,
Yeah.
yeah, but I swear he's got like water powers as well.
Nah, because
No.
He does because
he
there
can
was a
swim
scene.
because he's got gills, innit?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
The
But
gills.
all
Remember
control
the
water,
gills?
Because it was in the
I swear there's a scene where he like had like
when
a
he's
bunch
chasing the
of-
boats.
Yeah,
Now he's on the
something.
whale. He's on
Oh,
the
he's
whale.
on the whale,
I
innit?
know,
Yeah.
I'm not talking about that. There was like they were in the city or something. He
Oh,
like,
where he
makes
gets,
a gush
like,
of
yeah,
water come through. I swear there's a scene like
Okay,
that.
maybe.
Oh, when he sees the
Yeah,
dolphin.
I think you might be right, but
Not
that
the
might be to
dolphin.
do with some of the fish as well, like or like a whale or something.
Because
I don't
even
know if
like
it's him
if you're
actually
commanding
doing
the
it.
fish to come here, surely you'd bring the water along with them so they
Yeah.
don't just die.
Like when he's driving the
Yeah.
truck and then the
Yeah.
the dolphin flies out of the fucking. I think it's a dolphin anyway. It
Yeah,
flies
it
out
does,
of
it
the
is,
front of
yeah.
the screen.
He's just a I
Yeah.
don't know. Like there's so many pathetic people.
That's why I hate how he got back into the 7 as well. But that video is funny, you know, when he's like, it is so funny. But yeah, I hate him, man, and I can't believe he is still
That's
there.
the one
but
that where they chose him over the hijab girl.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, because they had
And
that.
next on the 7 is the Return of the Deep.
Yeah, they had that. Is it something Sonic in it or like Starlight's like
The
ex-boyfriend?
Latino one,
Yeah.
Yeah, when they made that song that was like really popular.
Yeah.
Oh, what else happened in the show?
Mm. But I do like the scene with the wig thing because he basically goes off on them.
Yeah,
Says that Black Noir is the only one who's actually credible out of everyone in the 7. But you guys are like
yeah,
trash. Well, they
Yeah.
are trash, to be fair.
Yeah, it's true.
But I really like Ashley.
Yeah,
Ashley's character, especially from when she came.
yeah,
Yeah, she said on Hinge, it's funny.
yeah,
Pulling chunks of your hair out like that is crazy.
yeah. It's mad.
What
innit?
is this?
She did it in front of A-Train.
that's-
A-Train just had the most funniest look.
Yeah.
Nah, that's
'cause
probably how I'd
that's
react as well.
That's deranged. That's a
To be
To be
different
fair,
level.
it's a
of-
mad.
Do you know how
mad
painful
stress, innit?
that is?
Yeah.
Like, just pull out one strand. Like, you just realize how painful, and then she's moving chunks.
Yeah.
Like, that's mad.
But to be fair, it must be stressful, like working under the most powerful.
I hear you,
person.
but I don't care how
Yeah.
stressed I am. I'm
Yeah.
not doing
Any
that,
moment
bro.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
Imagine working with Homelander. I would hate that.
Yeah.
I would absolutely hate that.
Yeah.
Imagine you're like, oh, you're breathing too loud. Like, I ran up the stairs to be on time for this meeting.
Yeah, even even just working for any of them, like fucking in like the first or second episode where the Deep like makes Starlight like
Yeah.
go down on him or wherever it was,
Yeah.
like
And she
as a
was
way
like,
to
oh,
get
yeah,
in.
you're my hero growing up. I was like,
I was thinking, no way, this was.
I can't remember. Did she actually do it?
Yeah.
I
It
think
was
you
worse.
threatened her.
Remember, she baits him out as well to the world, didn't
I
it?
think what's worse is Translucent was in the same room
Yeah.
watching them.
Oh, yeah, I think that's his kink, isn't it?
Soldier Boy, yeah. He's
Yeah, definitely my favorite.
He was on
Soldier Boy.
like he had like half a season. No,
Yeah.
was it half a season? Maybe like 6 episodes, but he was amazing the whole time.
Yeah, so he's my favorite.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Hilarious.
Yeah, it was just very blunt. He just did what he
Yeah.
needed to do.
Yeah.
As
got
you
his
said,
revenge.
what Captain America would have been like.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
isn't that like copyright though? He's got a shield. He was basically
Exactly, it's the satire, innit? Look
Yeah.
at Homelander, innit? Like he's Superman, like
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah.
yeah, he's
It's the whole. It's
basically
pretty much the
Superman.
whole Justice League, apart from like the
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Martians.
literally. Yeah.
Yeah. Because yeah, Queen Maeve is basically Wonder
Wonder
Woman.
Woman.
innit? Yeah.
Oh crap.
Although I
Did not see
like
that.
Queen Maeve a lot more than Wonder Woman.
I don't think
Mm.
they showed like how strong she
Nah.
really was. Like she seemed really weak for what her powers are supposed to be.
Do you know what's
Yeah.
funny when she called Huey a twink?
Every time she's ripped him.
It is.
Like,
She,
2 times, I mean, he's pathetic to be fair.
yeah.
She
Um,
really is.
I like Kimiko as well. Actually, Kimiko's
Kimiko,
cool.
yeah.
Yeah,
Like
Kimiko.
when
from
she
Chi.
puts on the music and goes crazy, like
Mm.
plays that Maniac song. But I can't remember how does she get her powers back in the end?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She does.
Starlight
she-
gives her tempe.
No.
Oh, no.
Combavi.
Compound.
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
She steals it from the thing.
Mm.
Oh right. Okay.
But a lot of the times they get away with things because they had like footage
Yeah.
or like social medias like recording live. I don't know how.
Oh,
you
like
felt.
live streams and stuff.
Yeah,
innit?
like,
yeah.
these
But
are
again,
superheroes.
that's taking the piss out of our society,
It's
innit?
all-
Oh.
it's all
Like,
image,
honestly,
yeah.
when you watch Gen V, you're gonna see a shitload more of
Yeah.
that.
Yeah?
It's
all
so
image, it's all
funny.
based on image and whatnot.
Yeah.
Because they operate like an actual company. In which,
Mm.
like, obviously, like,
Yeah.
but this is where the whole idea of all of that falls apart to me because it's
Mm.
like, if they have the superpowers and all of that stuff,
Mhm.
then I'm sorry, like, whatever your society's rules are, I'm surviving based on like just me and what I can do and get away with. Like, so all this image stuff that they're copying to, I'm like, okay, so what? Like, come
Yeah.
kill me if
I
you
mean,
can.
like the
Well,
number
that's
one.
what Homelander eventually
Yeah.
gets to, innit?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So it's like the only things that will keep me in check will be like
Yeah.
if I know who else could kill me, and
But
even
that's
then they'll
that's
have
the
to
point
know
though.
me.
They do have like at least some of them at least have some moral compass, and they also have the fact that Homelander can kill them at any point. Like
Yeah.
But this is so yeah, exactly. But like personally, if I had powers
Yeah.
and if I lived in a world like that, I would just like keep
Just
my
go
shit
off
on
the
the
grid,
low.
innit? Yeah.
Like why the fuck would I make people know? Like even if I was just living normally, like I just wouldn't make you know like
Yeah.
me and what powers I had, because I'd use it to my advantage, obviously.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
just,
wait,
like,
you would be
so,
like a quiet superhero.
Yeah, not superhero, just a quiet
just
hero
soup.
for myself.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Quiet soup.
yeah.
But the problem
I
is
wouldn't have a
though
suit. I
is
wouldn't
that
even do hero.
the what like Thor and the world is probably gonna know you because they've
Yeah.
given you Compound V like as a baby. Like they're
So
gonna
unless
have you down.
Unless you're the strongest, then
Yeah.
No,
You're
fair enough.
you're
So
not gonna hide
I
easily.
guess because they would have given everyone Compound V, but not everyone would have been successful. I guess
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. I'll
That's
probably
what- so if
hide.
you're a
I'll hide,
success,
I'll
then-
hide the fact that I.
Oh,
Yeah.
do you
actually
mean
had
like if
the
you're like
powers.
Yeah.
the girl from Gen V, the first girl?
Oh,
what's
Maria.
yeah, Maria.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
If I- oh,
You know they show her.
that's a crazy
Oh.
power.
They show her picture in season 3 of The Boys.
Is it?
Is when he's like someone is looking for a list of like through a list of heroes and
She's
it
in
like
there.
freezes on her at one point.
Oh, so they
But
know
obviously
about
you
her.
don't know that at first in it
Oh,
until
okay.
you
She's the one with the
watch
blood
Gen
thing,
V.
right?
Yeah, the blood powers. Yeah,
She's so fine.
yeah,
Oh
yeah,
my
yeah.
God.
What's the name? Jazz
Bro.
Sinclair, innit?
She is so fine. Like I was like first like when I started watching the show, I was like
Yeah.
I couldn't get over it. I had to like rewind a lot of scenes because I actually wasn't paying attention.
Yeah,
Because
until
I
you
was just
saw
like
her.
literally, I'm just looking, I'm just daydreaming. And, like if you
Yeah.
were here in real life, like Jesus.
But yeah, watch Gen V as soon as you can. You've watched it, right?
Yeah.
No, some sexual shit. Just like she just looks so pretty. Like fuck me.
Yeah, she's really good in the show as well. To be fair.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Would you guys be a soup if you could?
Oh yeah, for sure.
If I could, yeah.
Yeah.
I would
knowing
like
that
to, I would
Vought-
like to have her powers though.
Knowing that
Yeah.
Vought has like is watching you basically.
That's fine.
Homelander's out there.
The
He's-
government's doing it now. So
Exactly. How's
Yeah,
that
I
different
just
to
gotta
right
hope
now?
that I'm indestructible, innit?
Yeah.
Like, that I
You know-
can go up against.
Do you know, like the
Homelander.
person who had the best powers? Well, I don't know if I'd say best, but one of the like better ones that I would consider just like having
Yeah.
translucent.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say
Homelander.
translucent.
No, like yeah, but like for me,
you
and
disappear.
just
literally.
me,
Yeah.
like based on how I would prefer to live life, where just like I just go about do my shit, no one knows who I am, like translucent.
just walking around
Like-
naked.
Yeah, like well, yeah, you can't see me, so am I really naked?
I just remembered as well from Gen V. Well, I can't even really say it, but translucent sun.
Yeah, I know.
He's a fucking
I
sicko
know,
as well,
yeah.
man. Oh,
With the llama.
yeah, with the llama, yeah.
Oh,
Oh, boy.
And he's got on it. Is it
Yeah.
finished season 1?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's only like 8 episodes or something.
Okay, cool.
Um,
Definitely got on that. What do you guys think of Butcher? Because
His accent annoyed me.
yeah,
from day
like
one.
we know that.
I just can't stand people who've got that much hate. Like, I'm sorry. Like, go deal with your drama. Like, I'm not like at some point. Like, I get you're driven, but like, if I'm with someone in this team, like Mother's
you have to
Milk,
remember,
which
like-
is a crazy name.
yeah,
But
yeah.
I'm just like, okay, at some point, like, yo, chill. Like,
But-
okay.
Around
Relax.
the start of season 2, I swear he did kind of chill. He left the boys for a bit to go find out about Becca and Ryan.
think-
And when he found out about them, he was still like, he wasn't sure what to do, whether to rejoin the boys back.
Whatever.
Well, to
it
be
was.
fair, if we do give him credit, the only reason why he has that much hate is because the original lady, I guess, used his hate because of, I guess,
Exactly. If he didn't have that much, she wouldn't be able to use it.
no, but because of her own dealings with like, what was it called? Was it Lamplighter?
Or the
Yeah,
grandchildren.
yeah.
because he killed her grandkids.
Mm.
Yeah.
She
Oh,
used,
Mallory, innit?
Yeah. But
Yeah.
she used his like hatred for Soups to fuel her own projects.
Yeah.
I hear that, but I'm saying like
I mean, it
chill
was
with
fresh.
the rage. Again,
It was fresh.
I'm not saying it's not like.
Hey man,
valid.
he's got
Yeah,
conviction.
Exactly.
you know?
Exactly. Depending on again, a lot of this is just the context of me.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I don't care what happens in my life. At a certain point, I don't see myself being driven by any one thing for that long to be like,
yeah.
oh, hey. Like I'll just let the shit go. Like
Yeah.
relax.
You just meet the love of your life. It's Marie Monroe from Gen V. Homelander comes.
Even
what?
even with that, I'm telling you, I
You'd
am
walk
like
away?
I'll feel how I'll feel how
You'll
I
be like,
feel.
okay, well,
I'll feel
today's
how
a bad day.
I'll feel how I feel, but at some point, bro, cool. She
You're
was
like,
good looking. Cool.
Homelander, she was.
like,
Wow, Homelander took your girl.
I'm not saying like, whatever. At some point, all right, whatever happens. Like I'm just going to do
even
my
if
shit.
even if A Train ran through her
At
in
some-
the
at some-
physical, like
so-
how it happened in the show.
The thing is, like, if I had the ability to do something about it,
Yeah,
I absolutely would.
yeah.
Which he
And
they
then
do.
So- he does.
again. So no. The difference is like
You want
without that power,
superpowers.
you're going crazy doing all these things. Like if I don't have the power to do anything about it, like I'd feel how
No,
I
that's
feel.
worse.
No,
That's
no,
worse.
I hear you. I'd feel how I feel,
Uh-huh.
but at a certain point, I just have to live my life. Like I can't
Yeah.
be driven by.
But these
like, I
guys,
need to do
these guys
something
have
for
shown that they don't need powers to kill Soups.
And it gets to a point where I think for Butcher, it's not just about obviously his girl. It's just now about
That's
him
what,
hating
yeah,
Soups.
it's like
So
because like
it,
even when
it changes, like
even when I can't remember who it was, but someone had powers
yeah,
and he literally started seeing them a different way.
Yeah,
Like I said,
yeah.
I think I
Yeah,
can't remember
Huey.
if it was the
Huey.
yeah, it was Huey. As soon as like that's not how it was born or whatever, but as soon as
Yeah.
he had it, he vibe switch. That is like that's a different level because
Wait, why do you think
who
that
I-
was the?
Hmm?
Why do you think that was the?
no, it's because of the powers. Because
No. Why
Oh.
do you think he's like? Why do you think he switched?
no, I'm saying it's that obsession. It's the because it's not he's not angry with
Oh, he wasn't angry at all.
not angry with the person. He hates the idea of powers.
No.
No, I don't
No,
think
no,
Like
no.
I think
So
he
the
does.
reason why he was weird with Huey about it was because he knows of the effects of like Temp B, and especially when
No. He didn't know it at
he
the
didn't know
time.
at first.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Well,
Huey,
like-
had
So,
already-
so
when
he-
they find out,
he-
Huey had used it like 3
yeah,
times. I think. they
Huey
said.
used it to get like during the Soldier Boy Russia incident.
Yeah,
They found out about that when they go to the tower.
But I guess it's still protective because I guess
yeah.
in his mind he doesn't want Huey involved with any of it
I think that's what
to
it is.
begin with.
Because
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 that's
he,
why
he
he
already
was
has
finding-
to face up with the fact that he's
He-
using it himself in it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
then-
that's
yeah,
crazy.
exactly. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
that's what I'm
Because
saying.
Huey,
Some,
At the
it's-
start of the season, wasn't he at the he had like
Yeah.
a corporate job, isn't he?
Yeah,
Because I think that's what I
But
didn't
I-
like is that Butcher was using it so much
Yeah,
as well. Because
that-
like you're someone that hates Soups, you hate everything they
I
stand
still
for,
don't-
you hate the whole compound V
Yeah.
stuff,
No,
but
that-
you're using it to your gain.
That's
Mm.
the
Like-
evolution where it's like okay,
Yeah.
like and it's that self-hate nonsense like coming back because now I have to kill in my mind, degrade
yourself,
myself
like,
exactly.
Yeah, because he's
Just
cooked
be,
now,
just
innit?
to be able to kill you.
Yeah,
And it's not like that's what I'm saying. Like I can't hate anything
that much.
that
yeah.
much.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't care. Like I'm sorry. At some point, I can't hate. And I just don't
Yeah.
have it in me
He's
because
got.
that's a lot of energy,
I
bro.
respect
Like,
the
it's
conviction though.
Yeah,
guess.
he's got to heal at some point.
yeah, like I
No,
don't even think
no,
he
I'd
can.
like to think so.
I don't
anyway.
actually. I don't even think he
I don't think
physically
he
can.
No.
Yeah, like his wife's dead.
Like the only
Yeah.
solution for him is death.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
yes,
it.
yes, to
Yeah,
die.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like the only solution for him is just he
I
needs
mean,
to die.
start of end of season 1, he tried to blow himself up and Homelander at the same time.
I wish he succeeded
But,
for his
But-
mental
Homelander
health.
saved him.
But
So
I guess
for-
he does show a bit of humanity with the Ryan thing because
Yeah.
he literally chose Ryan over killing Homelander, which to me still doesn't make sense. But I guess
Nah,
that's
I
The
feel
only
like
reason
that's
that-
an
the only
obsession
reason
with
he does
Becca
that is Becca.
Mm.
Is because like if that was any random child who
no. But the
Yeah.
fact,
Yeah, I was gonna say,
yeah.
'Cause, if her last words were "fuck them kids,"
Because like he seems like he would only stop if all of the Soups are gone, or I guess if Vort's brought down.
Nah,
But
'cause
even
he's-
then, I don't know if it would
It's-
stop at Vort
it's-
because it
it's-
would.
it
Yeah,
it would just be Homelander, I think, because he was having a relationship with Maeve.
yeah.
So
Oh
I
yeah.
think-
Oh shit. I forgot.
So I think
about
it purely is just his perception with Homelander, because I guess
Mm.
Yeah.
if Homelander didn't rape Becca, then she wouldn't have gone away for like 10 years, and
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
the son wasn't
I- I
killed.
I
Yeah.
feel like the overarching story lesson in the boys is just people need to learn to let shit go, man.
Yeah. I mean,
At some point, just let it go. I hear you. I hear your trauma. Let it go. That's the message. Like, don't get obsessive about shit.
But yeah,